Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition, another day here of the Mayhem Group Stage, day number 3. I'm of course ShoWTimE VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat at my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to our second broadcast of the day, the second of 4. Let's go. Let us go. We of course were just live earlier with the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Now we are here. We are back with the Mayhem, and of course later on tonight in 6 hours time we're live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. The content does not stop. The StarCraft doesn't stop. Let's go. As we are jumping into our first series of the broadcast. Now, for those that are curious, this is a new event that started last week. Now, we missed out on casting day 1 as we were busy covering the KSL, but we were here yesterday with day 2. Now we're here with day 3. Again, this is the group stage. This is a round robin group of 6 players. We have 6 amazing players ready for us here. We have 3 Koreans and 3 Europeans, and they're all facing off in a round robin format. And here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of torches. We have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. As a reminder, this is a best of 3. After the series, we can go over all the matches one after the other. Again, 5 best of 3s. There are 6 players in total, 5 best of 3s in total here tonight to conclude the group stage and to determine who will make it into the playoffs, which will be next week. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be, baby? Here we go. For now, we have our initial openers. Welcome one and all to Torches. Torches being, I would say, again, one of the most rated maps of the map pool. It is a very aggressive, very intense map. So to see both players embrace it, I'm ready for it. Let's go. Now we do have a high ground setup. We have a ramp coming into the natural. We see MaxPax going for a much faster expansion. Gate expand out of MaxPax. Gate Cybercore out of herO. Oh boy, so MaxPax does cut corners. He does open up Hyper Greedy. herO responds with a pylon here on the low ground, and he responds with what looks to be, should be, a shield battery as well. If he can get a shield battery up and running, he can be hyper assertive. There we go. Pylon is done, and shows those shield batteries. You see the probe is in position to deny. herO getting ready for his own setup. There we go. Shield batteries. Sorry, my apologies. Another pylon. Wait. So that was MaxPax. Looking at the wrong probe, but there we go. We just see herO skirting around, threatening a shield battery. And there it is. So shield batteries 1, 2 shield batteries get thrown down, almost 3. Oh, almost. There we go. 3rd shield battery as well. And here comes the first unit, the first zealot across the map. Meanwhile, MaxPax responds with his own shield battery. So it's going to be 4 shield batteries from herO, 1 shield battery from MaxPax. herO does hit first, and herO will win this fight. Oh, just barely. Oh, wait, sorry, that was MaxPax. God, the prototype. MaxPax will barely win the fight. Oh no, but Zealot does go down. Just barely by the probe. Nice snipe there by that worker. Backup shield batteries are done. And again, so here he's got 3. So here he's down to 3 against 2 shield batteries of his opponent. Going for the pylon. We have more shield batteries on the way, and here he's rallying across the map. Adept is rallying across another Adept as well. Stargate is on the way for that initial. Oh, Stargate actually being proxied in the natural base. Oh my god. Stargate is proxied for the initial Oracle, for even potentially the Void Ray. And again, here he's going for that pylon. And he is so close to bringing it down. At the same time, herO does shade an Adept into the main. Gets 1, gets 2 probes. Shades back down. Shades back down. Once again, regenerated by those shield batteries. herO supply blocks. No! This is brutal, actually. There we go. Does break out of the supply block. Does break out. Void Ray's on the way. And this Void Ray is here to end the game. And with all these shield batteries, he may just. Jesus. Again, here he's got like, what, 6 shield batteries? 5. He's got 5 shield batteries here ready. Meanwhile, extra shield batteries just now finishing up for MaxPax. They are now done. But is it enough? Once again, here shades in, gets 3 more probe kills, shades away. The Void Ray will pop out. The initial gateway is depowered. Do we have any of the gateways? 0 production. 0 production here from MaxPax. MaxPax is being overwhelmed. herO, he's cheesing them the hell out. The shield battery rush. Let's go. Yeah, Void Ray going for the pylons. Just ensuring that everything stays depowered. That is the win condition for herO. Shield batteries, they come back online. Uh-oh. They come back online. herO, he's out of position. He has to get over there. He has to get to the shield batteries. It does pull away SimCity, working against MaxPax. But shield battery, he's running out. Sorry, I should say herO's running out of steam. He's running out of shield batteries. Running out of support. MaxPax has plenty. There we go. Another shield battery is now done. herO, he's got 3 more shield batteries on the way. These are herO shield batteries towards the top side. Yeah, now with 2 Void Rays with Prismatic Alignment, takes down the Stalker. MaxPax making 1 Stalker at a time, and GG gets called. herO takes game 1. Whew, GG. Again, this can be a response if you do have an economic start. If you're a little bit too greedy, you're going to spawn with your own pylon, with your own shield battery rush. You rush out with your first couple of units. herO, he got his Stargate up and running, and he was able to overwhelm and overpower MaxPax just barely towards the end. Whew, GG. GG, well played. herO takes the lead, and we'll see if he can extend that lead. We'll see if he can shut down MaxPax real fast and real quick as we get into game number 2. Let's go. I see Magnath in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. Buenos dias. Good to see you. I know it's morning over in the more European side of the world. Hope you're doing well. As we are now getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of the grid, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Snystorm Gaming. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, sorry, top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player himself from South Korea, representing Twisted Minds, leading the series 1-0. It is a herO. With the low ground setup. Also a big shout out to MegaWack in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, MegaWack, for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time. And welcome to the Mayhem group stage day number 2. This is the final day of the group stage, and this is round robin format. Best of 3s, by the way, not best of 5s. And we are stepping on out. I'm excited to see the grid, by the way. The grid is one of the TLMC maps, not a ladder map. So we have a custom map pool here for this tournament for the Mayhem. And the Mayhem is real. Buenos días, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? Ah, no sé, papi, no sé. Ayúdame, papi, ayúdame. But now again, herO going for the low ground setup here, going for a 2-gate opener on the low ground, by the way. Interesting. This is something you don't often see. Okay. You have my attention. Back across the map, we have the high ground set up at a MaxPax, going for the gate, a Cyber into Stargate, into expansion. Standard open out of MaxPax. herO going for something a little bit more quirky here. More aggressive, of course, with the 2 gateways. Now, with this 2-gate setup, we could see a proxy across the map. We could see the attempted 1-base all-in. Otherwise, we could skip the 2nd unit or even skip the 3rd unit and get a faster Nexus. Where are we headed? Where are we going? Our eyes are on herO. We know where MaxPax is headed. Again, Stargate into expand. MaxPax is a little bit more predictable when it comes to his play. It's herO that's unpredictable. Gateways are finishing up. MaxPax checking his vision. He did see both gateways. He's aware. Double Stalker opener out of herO. Does open double Stalker. And again, we'll see if he goes for a 3rd and 4th Stalker as well. Likewise, herO looking to delay the expansion. Does force out the Zealot. And the Stargate is on the way for MaxPax. There's a Nexus. Nexus thrown down. I mean, this natural base is huge, by the way. it's massive. Ay, ay, ay. As herO moves out with the first 2 Stalkers, there we go. A 3rd and 4th Stalker on the way as well. Doubling down on the Stalker aggression. And the probe is still in position. The probe comes in to help tank. herO does push forward, going for the first Zealot. Gets a couple of hits off, 2 shield batteries are on the way. herO still reinforcing, doubling down, going for a double Sentry follow-up after this as well. That is the 5th and 6th units for herO. Again, still applying that pressure. The shield batteries should be keeping and maintaining this army. I say that the shields, it's out of energy. Shield battery's out of energy at this point. And MaxPax is exposed. Zealot goes down, and backup shield battery now done. Going for the pylon. Pylon will barely survive. Just barely. And with that here, he has to back off. He has to back off. He has to respect this. Almost got the pylon. Almost. As a sentry has arrived, he's ready for the force fields, but still one of these stalkers is so incredibly low. Oh, does pull away. Pulls away, there's a force field. Energy overcharge on the shield battery, and here he will lose. Oh my god, does barely pull away. He will lose the sentry though. And there we go, Stalker goes down as well. MaxPax he defends, and herO, this space is a little bit late. It's a bit of a later expansion for herO. At the same time, there's a shield battery in the main base, thankfully, but now we have 2 oracles on the map. herO still trying to force his way in, but now we have 3 shield batteries again. MaxPax, he's fine. MaxPax, he's holding. MaxPax, he's holding on. Double oracle into the main. herO, he does warp in just in time. But despite that, probes are still going down. 2 oracles, a one-shot workers. The shield batteries are kind of running out of energy, kind of. There's still one full one though. Yeah, still a full shield battery. Oracle's a recall back home. And MaxPax has a booming economy. 36 probes to the 28 workers of herO. herO, with this aggressive style, going into 1, 2, 3, 4 stalkers and the sentries as well, he had to do more damage here. He failed to. And herO, he's had a rough start. Has a rough start to the game. You can see herO trying to catch out the oracles. MaxPax rotates towards the south side instead. And MaxPax, he's not done at maintaining an economic lead. Does head for the natural. Gets another probe. Another 2 workers. herO, he responds. Does respond again. He's trying to hunt down those oracles. Third base on the way for MaxPax. MaxPax is just getting further ahead. I can see how different the dynamic is if MaxPax is able to get away with his opener. If he's able to get away with his faster Nexus, MaxPax is in control of this game. herO building up to 10 stalkers. Getting caught out though. He bleeds out 1, down to 9. herO moves out. As he moves out, he's gonna lose everything. He's all in. At this point, he's completely all in. One way or another, either herO kills MaxPax or he dies trying, and he's gonna die trying. He just doesn't have enough. The numbers are just not there. The longer this goes on, the better it is for MaxPax. As more probes are falling. MaxPax does punish. Blink is already done for MaxPax as well, and GG gets called. The writing was on the wall, and MaxPax ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. We are going to that ace match. Again, herO, he tried to be aggressive early on, and the goal there was to break the natural base, to kill the pylon, to kill the shield batteries before things got out of hand. But things got out of hand. They got out of hand. MaxPax, he was able to defend with the bare minimum, and with that just snowball out of control. Get away with the better economy, get away with the double oracle, cripple the economy of herO, and force the all in. Did force in the end. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into our next game. Let's go. Alright, getting into our next game, we're going to be getting into the ace match, and we'll see how this story ends as we load into game number 3. Here we go. This morning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming, tying up the series 1-1 and forcing that ace match. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. Whew. Here we go. And we'll see if herO will ever kind of embrace a more mirrored setup here, which we have seen in the past. If you were here last night, if you're here yesterday, I should say, 24 hours ago, you would know that ShoWTimE had his way with MaxPax in the Phoenix Wars. ShoWTimE really flexing his skill in Phoenix versus Phoenix. We'll see if herO can replicate that, if he even attempts to go for his own Stargate opener, which we have seen before, and we have seen herO surpass MaxPax. I would say that we've seen more back and forth between herO and MaxPax when it comes to their Phoenix Wars. We'll see if we get there. As herO does dip in. And I don't see a second gateway, so Gate, Cyber, Expand here. this looks like the beginning of Phoenix Wars. I'll be honest. There we go. Cybercore is on the way for herO. Cybercore on the way for MaxPax. So the setup that we have at the moment, the reason why we call this the beginning of Phoenix Wars is because both players are going for the same build, and this build entails a Stargate before expansion. And even if they do get a Nexus before the Stargate, even if they're able to pull that off, they still often go Stargate as well. Not 100% of the time, but most of the time. So we've already started walking down that road of Phoenix Wars, and we'll see if we can get there. Right now, it's going to be on both players to block the expansions, to block the Nexus, and to force out the Stargate. And speaking of, yep, as we mentioned, Stargate for MaxPax, Stargate for herO. So Phoenix Wars have begun. The reason why is because both players know that they've opened Stargate, both players confirm that they opened Stargates, and with that you have to make Phoenixes. You can't really make an Oracle here. You can try, it is so risky, it's so difficult to get away with Oracle based openers against a Phoenix of your opponent, to hide the Oracle, to get across the map, and to try to get some damage. It's difficult. So we should be seeing Phoenixes here. And then we shouldn't stop once we start. Now, just like how it's technically possible to open up Oracle here, it's technically possible to open up and go for a Twilight Council follow-up into like Blink, for example. herO. There we go. Okay, Phoenix on the way. Here, he's slightly behind when it comes to his own Phoenix, which is a little bit concerning, only slightly. But again, from here we start and we do not stop. It is possible to try to deviate away from Phoenix Wars and break out and get into Blink Stalker, but once again, that relies on your opponent being passive. If your opponent's passive, then you can get away with like a Blink transition and to build up a Stalker count and to wreak havoc, but if your opponent's active, then that shouldn't happen. There we go. Second Stargate. Second Stargate, we're doubling down into Mass Phoenix. We should soon be seeing a second Stargate from MaxPax as well to keep up with that Stargate production. With the Phoenix production, there it is. Double Stargate. Let's go. Where can I find the VOD of MaxPax's ShoWTimE Phoenix Wars? You can find that on YouTube. It's yesterday's broadcast. !YouTube. You can also find it on this Twitch channel as well, but Twitch doesn't hold VODs for too long. I think they hold it for a limited amount of time. So there is a VOD on this YouTube channel as well from yesterday's Mayhem broadcast. So you can watch it on Twitch, you can watch it on YouTube, but the YouTube VOD persists forever, right? The YouTube VOD is there permanently. On Twitch, it's temporary. But here we go. But on YouTube, just go under the live tab. If you go under the live tab, you can see all of our broadcasts. You can even see us live there at the moment, and just go to yesterday's broadcast of the main Mayhem. Otherwise, we're settling in. Again, Phoenixes are amassing for both players. Now, when it comes to Phoenix Wars, there are certain dynamics and there are certain big like power spikes and strong moments that you can go for. One of the biggest one is trying to outposition your opponent. What I mean by that is that here there is kind of this area. There's this position here in between the Phoenixes of MaxPax and in between the production. We have seen herO very often try to wedge himself in between to try to catch some of these reinforcements, pick up a Phoenix, and then gain a Phoenix lead that way. And these spot-up pylons are a big sign, a big tell as to where your opponent is with their Phoenixes. Likewise, stacking. Stacking is so crucial. If you fail to stack, you will miss some shots, you will miss some DPS, and that could just lose you the game. Oh! As MaxPax, they do spot each other. They do spot each other here. herO looking for a way in. Oh, doesn't quite get it. Getting very tense. herO technically up a Phoenix. You can see once again he goes in, he wants that Phoenix, and he will get one. Yeah, very nice catch. We spoke about this. He does camp the production. He gets one, and it's a massive pick off. Again, in a mirror matchup, every Phoenix counts. So already MaxPax losing one. herO going back in. Oh no! Oh, he gets another. Yeah, he gets another. He snags, and he has a massive lead. He has a massive lead here. herO, he should be able to take this, and just like that, that's game. That's game then and there. MaxPax caught with his pants down. I say that. Oh my god. Actually does reinforce. Never mind. herO overextends. Does overextend. herO down in Phoenixes now. Uh-oh. Here he has to get out of here. He does somewhat trade. Oh my god, it gets one towards the end, but yeah, GG. I was convinced that herO had that. I was convinced, I mean, herO as well, that he would keep going. But alas, he does not take the fight. He loses everything. GG. MaxPax takes it instead. GG. Initially, herO was doing really well there. He picked off 2 Phoenixes. I think what's really important about what just happened, as MaxPax does take the win, what's really important is that herO, he caught 2 reinforcing Phoenixes. That is true. He got 2 reinforcing Phoenixes, but that just means that your Phoenix armies are even, in the sense that herO, his quote-unquote reinforcing Phoenixes was still coming from across the map. They weren't with the army. So even though technically hero's supply was higher, technically, when it came to the army that was available, it was actually even, right? They actually had the same amount of Phoenixes. So when they clashed, I mean, it still came down to the micro, to the control, to the stacking as well. MaxPax barely came out on top there. I would argue that herO got too excited. If you really want to take advantage of catching those reinforcing Phoenixes, which was amazing, by the way, from there you back off and you wait for your own reinforcements to arrive, then you have the advantage, right? But here he got too excited. He got too excited. He committed. He went for it, and that was game. That was game then and there. Whew, GG. GG, well played with that. MaxPax, he does claim the series. That was very intense. I was very close to go the way of MaxPax in the end. Whew, and now we're getting ready for the rest of the broadcast. Here we go. Again, very short series, what I will say, but switching our scenes over, let's catch up on the bracket. Let's catch up on the round robin group stage. Okay, so these are our matches here tonight. We have 6 players, 3 from Europe. We have MaxPax, we have Clem, and we have ShoWTimE, 3 Europeans, and we have 3 Koreans, and it's round robin. Everyone plays against everyone. We have herO, Cure, and SHIN from the Korean side of things, and we just finished our first match. MaxPax takes down herO 2-1, does take the win. Now, scrolling down, we next have SHIN versus Cure. That's going to be our next series, our next best of 3. Scrolling down even further, we have Clem versus MaxPax. We have ShoWTimE versus herO, and ShoWTimE versus Clem. Yo, we're holding on to those ShoWTimE matches till the end of the broadcast. But these are our 5 best of 3s. As a reminder, these are all best of 3s. And again, this is to determine who does make it out in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place from the group stage. Oh boy. Here we go. So top 4 do make it into the next round. Bottom 2 are eliminated. And again, the bracket is still progressing. I believe ShoWTimE undefeated, Clem also undefeated as well. But we still have standings here for SHIN and Cure. Now, Cure has had a really rough showing. Cure, he has yet to win a series. He had a really rough showing here when it comes to his TVPs. Hopefully, Cure can put some points on the board coming into our next series. He cannot make it out of the playoffs. He cannot make it out of the group, I should say. It's not mathematically possible for him to make it out of the group, but regardless, he can still influence and impact SHIN's standing. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Weibo Gaming WBG. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have its opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get our gamba going. Here we go. Live VIP with a cold take, cold takes, because they just are. Hot take would be something controversial. No, just the cold takes, papi. The Cure just, herO just got too excited. Papi. He was playing well, to be honest. He straight up was out positioning MaxPax. He was out positioning him. He was trading very well, and he got too excited. For now though, we are going to be settling in. We did have a 15 gastric. Yeah, we had a gastric earlier, just for an earlier spawning pool. So interesting setup here. The gas is going to be a little bit later for SHIN. And we'll see what he's able to accomplish with these earlier links. I believe he should be trying to skirt around the edge of the map. Typically with this. As we have our queens on the way. There we go. 2 lings are in production. And I believe these 2 lings should be rallied across. Never mind, they're rallied to the natural. We'll see if he does move out and try to avoid the initial Reaper. As Reaper does skirt around the left-hand side. SV's on the right. And yeah, he does try to avoid. Oh, he will get out of vision of that SCV. Not bad. And again, the goal of these lings are to get across the map and delay the CC. That's the advantage here of going for an earlier spawning pool. Reaper pokes in. Queen pops out, and the natural base is safe. Shin does hold, Shin does defend. Meanwhile, that SCV is exposed, and Shin is going for that SCV, making a beeline for it. And with that, he will attempt to delay. Marine does arrive, and he does disrupt the CC, but he doesn't kill the SCV. So nice defense here from Cure. Again, it's going to be delayed by a couple of seconds, but doesn't lose anything. Oh my god. Yeah, we're good. We are good to go. Again, does nice mining time with the SCVs. Third CC before starport. Economic build here out of Cure. Meanwhile, Shin's third base was delayed because of the positioning of the Reaper. So a bit of a later third hatchery for Shin. Reaper dives in, confirms the gases, and may even get a drone. Oh my god. Not quite. Meanwhile, the Reaper does overextend, is going to be shut down, and the game will settle. The game will settle from here. As Cure did go for an economic build, and again, Shin, he's going for a bit of a Ling flood early on. 12 Lings are on the way. This is typically not really seen too often. You can make a handful of Lings just to keep you safe against Hellion dives, but for the most part, this is quite an aggressive start here from Shin. Does make those Lings, saturating his third. Again, does get up to 14 Lings here, whereas otherwise these could have been drones. And behind this 3cc, not Banshee, 3cc Liberator. So with this opener here, it does mean that Cure would be a little bit more vulnerable to roach-based play, but there are no roaches, so he's fine. Likewise, this means earlier stim. Typically, with a Banshee opener, you would go for an add-on swap, so you would not have a Tech Lab on the racks. Here, the Tech Lab stays on the racks, so you can go for an earlier stim timing. And you can set up to be a little bit more assertive here. I say that stim was delayed, I don't know if you noticed, but we did accumulate a lot of gas, so delayed stim here, but regardless, getting into his own bio follow-up. Aliens being active, Liberator towards the left-hand side. Oh, as Hellions move out, Lings they move in. Remember I said earlier, 14 Lings were made. That was quite aggressive at a Shin, and so far it was worth it. Was worth it, gets 2 SCVs, forces back the army, delays mining time, and slips away. So I was questioning Shin for making those things earlier, but again, he made them worth their while. They did pay off. Oh, as they're getting caught out. And Shin just getting a little bit too excited there, getting a little bit too cavalier. Has to pull back, has to pull away. Queens are amassing. We have a lair on the way here for Shin, so Shin going lair first. Into roaches, not into banelings. Okay. Roach horn gets thrown down, double evo chamber. Shin playing very safe. Liberator into the bases. Hellions, they try to bypass the Queens. Lings are in position. And they do collapse on the Hellions. Hellions going to be forced back, and Shin, he will hold. And he will hold, he will shut this down. At the same time, Liberator does siege, but oh, it gets shut down by the Spore. So by the probe. Spore takes care of the Liberator. Hellions get zoned away, and Shin holds. Shin does hold. Checking Cure's vision, did he see the Roach Warren? He did. So he's aware of the Roach Warren. Likewise, double evo chamber for +1 and 1. So 1/1 upgrades on the way. So a lot of creep. And Roach-based play is typically very safe. It's a very safe way to play this out and to survive the early game, to shut down a Hellion aggression, to shut down early tank pushes with your Ravagers as well. It doesn't scale too amazingly into a longer game state, but it's a way to safely get you there. As we should not be seeing +2 range, we should be going into +2 carapace and +1 melee and switching from Roach Ravager into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. If we do see +2 range, that would be a sign of going Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker, which is a very niche kind of style, but is viable. Likewise, Shin, he might just cut workers. We're droning up to 71, we're taking all 6 gases, and we're making a bunch of roaches. Let's go. Shin, I mean, the rush distance by ground is quite short on Persephone. Eyes are on Shin. No Bailey Nest. He may just max out on Roach Ravager. Rocks are being knocked down. Scan reveals the Roach Ravager itself. Here, yep, he comes back home with the tanks. Good call. If he attacked in, he would have lost those tanks. So far, SHIN is zoning Cure away. As Cure does drop into the main. Queen's in position. SHIN, he does counterattack, but we are well set up here. We got tanks, we got SimCity, we got depots as well. Cure is looking secure. SHIN, he can threaten the mineral line. Takes down a depot. Gets one. Ooh. Doesn't quite get two. Marines are coming from behind. We get a full surround. Almost, but the flank here is brutal. Getting 1, 2, 3 Ravagers. And SHIN, he has to get the hell out of here. These are brutal losses for SHIN. Biles, they do not connect. Oh, they take down a medevac. Ah, not bad. But he will lose every Ravager. That was how many? That was 6 Ravagers going down. For a medevac. Behind this, SHIN did drone. He did saturate, getting up to 85 workers. Meanwhile, there we go. +1 melees on the way. Baneling speed as well, as you mentioned, going into 1 melee, 2 carapace, getting into Ling Bane Roach Ravager. This is the standard follow-up, the standard transition. But SHIN did lose all of his Ravagers, so he is vulnerable. And here comes the army. And how do you deal with this tank push? With Ravagers. And what did we lose? Almost all of them. There's 2 Ravagers left. There's no Biles. There's no Biles. There's barely any support. Cure's forcing his way through. Again, SHIN trying to morph in more Ravagers to buy more time. There we go, 2 more Ravagers on the way. Speaking of, one of them is denied. SHIN trying to rebuild. And he doesn't get close enough. There we go, Biles on the first tank. Oh, first tank goes down. 1 tank falls at the same time. Ling Rumbai getting eyes on the would-be CC. Cure pushing forward. Flanking Ravagers, they get 1 more tank. Not bad. 1 more tank goes down. And he barely gets within range of another tank. There we go. 2 tanks left, and SHIN holds. Whew. SHIN, he holds on. He takes out all the tanks. There's 1 tank left. There is enough for a Ravager. The Queen's coming for transfuse. SHIN does survive. Does clean this up. Whew. And does hold on to his bases. He did lose like 5 or 6 drones in the process, but for the most part, he does hold on, does defend. Cure backs up. Again, you can see the importance of Ravagers when it comes to this composition. Without them, the tanks, they just overwhelm. Likewise, we do see SHIN counterattacking. I mean, he does have momentum. Did reset the tank counts. Speaking of, are there any tanks to defend? I see none. Yeah, 0 tanks left over. A couple of Widow Mines trickling in. Speaking of, the Biles, they also shut down the Widow Mines. And Cure, he is in danger here. Bleeding out more Widow Mines, more fire, more Marines. Oh. SHIN is forcing his way forward. There we go, 0 Widow Mines left. 2 more coming to reinforce. Oh my god, they do connect. And SHIN, what's important is that behind this, he's trading out his roaches. He's bleeding out roaches, replacing it with Ling Bane. Or at least with Zerglings. Ultra Cavern's on the way. Hive is not done. SHIN rejoining up to 80. And where are those Banelings? Yo, let's go. You making us the healing pad? 7 Banelings on the way. We have a Baneling run by the right-hand side. A couple of defensive Banelings back at home. SHIN, can he hold on? Can he survive? He's trying to buy time, working on kindness plating, getting into ultras. Banelings, oh, they run into reinforcements. And not ideal. You know what, Curie does stim off the right-hand side. Widow Mines, they do not connect. Oh. Cure stimming on forward. And the mine shot so far, oh my god, they pop up. They shut down the Ling Bane. And SHIN's in trouble here. He has some Banelings left over. He needs some good connections. So far connecting on Marauders. Nice spread here from Cure. He spreads well. Trades well here. A couple of parasitic bombs. More Banelings left over. But Cure, he has this. Yeah, he has this. He can just stim forward. 0 banelings remaining. You have a couple of ultras on the way. Curious overstimmed. True. He is overstimmed here. Forcing friendly fire. As the ultra goes down. Ooh. Pile takes down the Widow Mine. Still a very tense fight, but the overstimmed army here, it looks like it should be going down. Just barely. Oh, it's so close. It's so close. SHIN, he survives. Cleans up the Marauders, cleans up the Marines. And SHIN, he does hold on. Whew, just barely. Now, this was an expensive defense, bearing in mind he lost an Ultra in the process. Oh, we have more Ultras on the way. More Ultras, more Banelings. SHIN, he maintains his economy. Oh, for the most part. Uh-oh. Jesus. Whew. Does maintain. Behind this, Cure rotating towards left hand side. Ultras are somewhat in position. And Mine just going off, denying those Banelings. Behind this, Ghost Academy is still in the way. Cure, he has no Ghost Academy, not yet. He has no Ghosts. Nice puts against the Parasitic Bombs. As Cure is still trading well against this. And Mine shots popping up. Another Parasitic Bomb here on the Medivacs. Oh, that's still 4 Ultras. The Ultras, they can tank. They have their upgrades. They got +3 carapace. They have Cadence Plating. They're good to go. As they're trying to work their way through. Oh. Catching up more Marines. Powerbomb here, cleaning up almost every single Medivac. Oh my god. Medivacs are going down. Expensive losses here for Cure. Again, only making 2 Medivacs at a time. Cure, he is hurting. Behind this, double expanding. Getting bottom right. Taking the center base as well. Still very tense. And again, the SimCity working against SHIN. Where are those ghosts? Mine just going up, gets into the mineral line, getting 10 more SCVs. And SHIN just trying to break Cure, or at least keep him back home. Behind this, he's not taking up. He's not going for like a Spire or a Greater Spire or anything like that. Has a decent economy himself. Still rotating. Still committing to Ling Bane Ultra. Now what's hurting here is the Medivac count. Medivac count has been reset, so there's not too much support for the army. The Sims have been hurting. And Cure is still supply blocked. More Banelings morphing in. SHIN is going for bottom right. I mean, the space is isolated. There's no saving this. There's no saving this expansion. It's just so out of its own. Fury tried to respond. Won't be able to. Planetary goes down. I appreciate that we saved the Banelings. As SHIN, where are we going? Oh, Jesus. what's going on? SHIN, we have to get out of here. As Cure does at least save the workers. SCVs are safe. Now we have the Spire on the way. Second starport for Cure. We did mention earlier that his medevac count was really low. But the second starport will help. Will assist. Oh. As Shinny does find one of the ghosts. How many ghosts are left? 8. 8 ghost banelings. They crash into the mineral line. Planetary goes down and they trade a base for a base. SHIN takes down bottom right. Cure takes down top left. They trade bases. Cure did lose a mineral line though. Did lose a mineral line. Mules are good, but are they good enough? This is retaking that base. What's important as well is that this CC is no longer going to be a planetary. It's now an orbital. Which means it can lift, but it also can't help defend. as we're catching out more of those ghosts. No infestors does make it a little bit difficult for the Bio Army to really be engaged into. Yeah, nice splits here from Cure. Oh, it does take some Banelings to the face though. Yeah, Banelings are connecting, but he cleans up all the Ultras. And again, there's no Spellcaster support. Yes, there are Vipers, but without infestors, Cure, he can split. He can pull away, he can split, he can shut down the Ultras. Still no infestors for SHIN. And GG gets called. SHIN, he runs out of steam. He actually has no mineral bank. And with that, Cure takes game 1. Whew, GG. SHIN is sticking with a bit of a lower tech army. Again, avoiding those spellcasters, sticking with Lingbane Ultra. And he didn't really have an amazing economy behind it. Didn't have more bases. He was stuck on 79 workers or so. And in the end, ran out of steam. GG, well played. Cure takes game 1. Hi. Cure does take game number 1. Again, better fights towards the end for Cure. Still, things are quite intense between the two players. Things are still quite hectic. But better fights towards the end, and did snowball out of control from there. GG, well played. And now we're getting into that second game. And we'll see if SHIN can bring it back and force the ace match. Again, Cure, he has yet to take a series so far in this event, in this tournament. He has taken maps, but not series. Can he take his first? As we are loading into Killer's Mile and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Weibo Gaming, WBG. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can bring us to the ace match. It is SHIN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. After a very intense, very back and forth game, it is Cure. We go again. There were moments for SHIN, moments for Cure. Again, SHIN was playing pretty committed and pretty all in towards the end there. Just not able to, or just chose not to replace the spellcaster to commit with just Lingbane Ultra, trying to brute force it, and eventually was outscaled. Was outscaled by Cure. This time we have a hatch pool opener. 15-15 out of SHIN. Interesting. SHIN going gasless. Okay, you have my attention. Yo, meanwhile, big shout out to Kang TQD in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to the community, gifted sub to Getcha as well. One of our regulars. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. I hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft. Thank you. Do appreciate it. As always. As we are going to be settling in to our fresh series. Let's go. Let us go. As the players are building up. And the style that SHIN is going for, it is viable here on Killer's Mile. The reason for this is because of how narrow the ramp is. I'm just discussing the build initially here before we get too ahead of ourselves. Welcome to Killer's Mile. Killer's Mile does have a very short rush distance by ground, very direct as well, but it has certain distinct features like this ramp. This is actually a similar setup that we have on King's Cove and on Abyssal Reef. We have a narrow ramp with a choke point due to these rocks, which does mean you can actually wall this area off with a couple of buildings or even a couple of queens very easily. What that means is that then you have really only one way to harass here on the right hand side towards the third base, so your harassment options with Hellions are very limited. Because of that, these gasless styles are a little bit more common on this map. As here we go. As again, no gas. This is a gasless style here by SHIN. The reason why you can play gasless here, or the purpose I should say of playing gasless, is to skip link speed. You skip link speed, and more importantly, you skip link production as well, and you're defending with queens. You're defending with purely queens here early on, and this is difficult on a standard map, but as I mentioned, because you can wall this area up relatively easily, you can then focus your queens purely at your third base, for third base defense, which makes it more difficult for Hellions to punish you. Not impossible, but it is difficult for Hellions to get into mineral lines and to roast up drones. So this is a very greedy style out of SHIN. Now, because the gases are so late, because link speed is so delayed, you typically go into roaches from here. And there it is. There's that roach horn. And you can see already kind of getting ready for that wall, getting ready to just set up. So there's going to be roach play here out of SHIN. Meanwhile, Cure behind this going 3cc into 111. This time add-on swap, this time Banshee. Let's go. Remember, last game it was 3cc into Liberator into earlier stim. This time Cloak Banshees. Good call considering the opener. Cure, he's aware of the gasless opener, and he's aware of the roaches that are going to be coming his way. Banshees are ideal against roach based openers. As you can see, Queens, they do wall up. They deflect the Hellions. They do deflect. Roach production has begun behind this. Again, 7 roaches on the way. SHIN is droning. He is saturating. And we'll see if Cure can get something done here with these Banshees. Now, this is a 7 roach move out. Bearing in mind, this is not an all-in. We are droning. Like SHIN, he's droning up behind this. Now working towards Evo chambers, towards upgrades. And there we go. Banshee has arrived, and just like that, the push is deflected. Ideally, this moves out and this trades with the Hellions, and it maybe forces some SCVs off the mineral line. But again, Banshee openers just shut this down. Even gets a roach. Gets a roach towards the end. Cloak is on the way. And roaches are stuck at home thanks to the Banshee. Meanwhile, you can see full wall. We have a full wall up here with the roach horn alongside the Evo chamber. Now, from here, this can still lead into Ling Bane Roach Ravager, which, if you remember, we saw that last game where you open Roach, you get into 1-1 upgrades, and then you get +1 melee after +1 range, and you go into Ling Bane. Is still viable. So once again, Banshees, they here to punish these roaches. Just really awkward movement here from SHIN. Bleeding out 2 more roaches. Aye, aye, aye. As Hellions, they rotate to the top side. Headed towards the natural. Towards the 3rd even. They get into the mineral lines. So far they get 1 volley up. And oh, they're right up. Oh my god, 6. He gets 6. He gets 10. 1 more volley. Getting 11. 11 worker kills. That could have been a lot worse here, but still good damage. 11 drones do fall. Banshees, they hit the natural. And despite the roaches, despite the queens, despite the defensive setup here, SHIN, he fails to defend. 15 workers go down. The Banshees, they do slip away. And SHIN, he is hurting. Again, the whole purpose of this build was to be greedy, and he's being punished for that greed. He's being punished for it. Now we have Link Speed on the way. Again, this confirms that we are going to be switching into Ling Bane after this. Fast Hive is on the way as well. Interesting. This Fast Hive might be indicative here of faster Ultra production. There's that Baneliness. So Roach Ravager into Ling Bane, into eventually Ultra Tech. I'm assuming Ultras and Vipers, of course. SHIN droning up to 81. Does redrone. Here comes the main push. Now, Cure, he does leave the tanks at home. So bear that in mind. He's leaving the tanks at home. Only moving out with the Marines. We mentioned earlier that Roach Ravager is ideal against tank-based pushes. They can just shut them down. So Cure, he respects that. Fights well with his bio. As SHIN, he will force back the drop. Again, he trades well. SHIN, he bled out a couple of roaches. Ideally, you want to get rid of them. I say that SHIN, he does replace the roaches for now, so he's being a little bit safe, being a little bit cautious. There we go. Ultra Caravan's on the way. First Viper is on the way as well. SHIN is keeping up. Is keeping up, is holding on. Here comes the main push. Now, bearing in mind that supplies can be deceiving here. Well, what's the phrase? The soup does lie, Bobby. Soup does lie. SHIN, he has inflated army supply thanks to his Road Ravager, but what is important is the Viper and the Ultras. Ultras are coming out, and that one Viper is going to be a threat. One Viper in the main, gathering energy. Kira does move in. Oh, as the Queens overextend. Oh no, he can lose one. 1, 2, 3 Queens go down. Massive pickoff already. A nice catch there from Cure. He is slowly pushing forward here. But again, I don't think he's quite expecting that Viper. And not one sold Blinding Cloud, even 2 Blinding Clouds can shut this down. And allow for the Ultras to bust in. There we go, Ultras revealed. Kiriki's now more aware. He's like, hold up, you have a hive. Windmines are setting up. And likewise, here we go. SHIN, he does pull the trigger. He got the Lightning Clouds. He gets one. Does cover 4 tanks. Yeah, the tanks that rendered inert. They get shut down, and SHIN, he will shut down this army. He will clean Cure up. Again, the hero Blinding Clouds, and with that Cure, he has nothing left. He has to get the hell out of here, has to pull away, and SHIN, it's time to keep going. It's time to keep on going. We don't turn around, we commit. There's some Widowmines back at home, but it's going to be a tough hold here. Remember, Cure, he has no ghosts. No ghosts. No answer to these Ultras. As we are rolling in. Oh my god. Mind shots are decent. And does Kai well here against the Ultras, but there's only so far he can go. He's running out of room, running out of map. Being pinned against his bases. Likewise, Roaches, they bust into the middle line. 20 SCVs go down, and SHIN, he has done it. He has broken Cure. As there's nothing at the natural. And again, Cure caught with his pants down by the Viper, by the Hive Tech. And Cure, he will hold here at his natural, hold at his third. But it costs him 24 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. SHIN is going to lose this army, true. But SHIN, he has 78 workers. Like, he has no economy, he can rebuild, he can remax. And Cure does not. Cure, his economy is limping along. Mulling as hard as he can. Files going for the Liberators, going for the Widowmines even. Ooh. Catching out 2. Getting a bit of mech as well. Likewise, that one Viper, he's still there. The one Viper is still there, but he's still there. Things they do throw in the mineral lines. SHIN, calm down. He does cancel those mines actually. And he breaks through in the end. I don't think I've seen that before, I'll be honest. Like borrowing the links to cancel the Widowmine targeting? That's crazy. I mean, it worked. And with that, SHIN, he does push forward. Again, there's just not really much behind this. A nice kiting here against the Ultra. Does kite well. Did the Viper survive? It did. Okay, Viper did survive. Gathering energy. SHIN is building back up. Ideally, SHIN wants to wait for Cure to push into him. Like, there shouldn't really be much pressuring SHIN to try to move out across the map and break these bases. Cure is recovering, that is true, but SHIN should be droning up to 80 at this point. Yeah, just now re-droning. Likewise, we did speak on game 1 about the failing of SHIN, or I should say about his failure to replenish his spellcasters, and that really did hurt him. Even here, he only has the 1 Viper, and even here, still not going for any Infestors. Bearing in mind, there are no ghosts, like there's no threat of EMP, right? There's no threat of any kind of EMP or anything like that. He doesn't have that tech. That is where Vipers and Infestors can thrive. So here we go. You're pushing forward. Does for short. Parasitic Bomb here on the Metamax. Lings, they come in from behind trying to catch out Cure. And Cure gets the hell out of there. Oh, does pull away. Does pull away once again, kiting back. He does target down 1, 2, almost 3 of those Ultras. Expensive losses here for SHIN. And again, we're fighting so far off of creep like this. These are expensive losses. SHIN, he's running out of steam. He will lose so many Ultras. That was how many? That was what, 4, 5, 6 Ultras going down. Ay, ay, ay. And that was expensive. And SHIN, he's broke. Yeah, just like that, SHIN, he's broke. He's out of money. And Cure, he's got another base. He has a new planetary. He has a fresh mining base up and running. Ay, ay, ay. Cure, he was, sorry, SHIN, he was doing well. He was playing very well here, but again, he did tunnel vision too hard, too much. GG gets called, and Cure, he will take the series 2-0. He will take down SHIN. GG. Whew. GG, well played, Cure. He will claim the series. He will take it. Again, Cure, he was able to get a handle on things here. Again, shout out to Cure for not really for not panicking too hard. Things were looking dire, bearing in mind that SHIN, he was able to break the 3rd base, break the natural member. SHIN, he killed over 20 SCVs. Cure, his economy was in the gutter. But SHIN, he got a little bit too excited there. There was a little bit, maybe too much pressure on SHIN. He felt the need to end the game. But as we saw, if we had just calmed things down, taken a breath, decided to drone to tech up as well, SHIN would have been ideal to get into a longer game state with a lead, as there were no ghosts. There were no ghosts, no snipes, no EMPs. But in the end, SHIN, he felt the need to go for the kill. And in the end, did make mistakes, did trade inefficiently, and allowed Cure to bounce back. GG. GG, well played. With that, Cure does take the series, and with that, we are getting ready for our 3rd best of 3 of the broadcast. Let's go. Getting into our 3rd best of 3. Getting ready for Clem versus SHIN. Oh, thank you, Christopher. Thank you. Thank you. I've been enjoying your streams. Keep up the hard work. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Gracias, man. Gracias. Here we go. Catching up. I feel like the drop did Luffy here, and SHIN's eco wasn't that much better. I mean, again, as we mentioned, like SHIN, there was nothing pressuring him to commit across the map. He had the option to drone, right? He had the option to drone up past 80 if he so chose to, but he chose not to, right? He chose to commit, to double down, to try to end the game. And again, maybe just tunnel visioning a little bit too much. The blinders were on. And with that, GG. With that, GG, well played. And here we go. We're now getting into our next setup, getting into Clem versus MaxPax, a matchup that we do get to cover quite often here on the channel. Typically does go the way of Clem. Clem is the heavy favorite coming into this, but MaxPax is one of those few Protosses that can still threaten Clem, especially in a shorter series, right? In a best of 3, anything can happen. Typically in a best of 3, it comes down to who is looking solid on the day. Who's solid on the day, who's solid then and there. I think an example of that is day 1 was brutal for Cure. Like day 1 of this tournament, I would say the Cure, he has maybe 2nd best TVP in the world, 2nd only to Clem, but he struggled against ShoWTimE, against herO, and against MaxPax. Like there was some really, really rough games there, and he did struggle. Here, looking much more secure against SHIN. I will say that. Cool, calm, and collected. Different game, different day, different performance. But here we go. We're getting into game number 1, and getting into our first series, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player, the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And if you're in the chat, predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Let's go. Let us jump in. That burrow was crazy. That burrow was crazy. Like, again, I don't think I've seen that before, where someone breaks the lock-on of I've seen people like break lock-ons of cyclones with burrow, but breaking the lock-on of Widowmine shots with burrow was crazy. Definitely something that is going to be burned into my skull, burned into my memory. So really cool to see. So again, now we have our third best of 3. So far, we have our initial openers. Looks like an economic opener out of Clem, going for a Rax Expand, a single gas opener out of our Terran player. So we're calming things down early on. So here we go. We are settling into the game. And again, a more passive start here out of Clem. MaxPax standard opener on his side of the map. And welcome one all to Persephone. Persephone does have a shorter rush distance by ground, so aggression can be favored or is favored on this map. I think we saw that even in the previous series between between Cure and SHIN, just how intense and how dynamic and how very little room to breathe our players did have. Same can be said here in TVP as well. So much more shorter and direct rush distance by ground. Likewise, a lot of angles to attack, especially when it comes to harassing the fringe bases. And we have a Techo choice going for a Twilight Council opener for MaxPax. Okay. Does open Twilight Council. With this, we should be seeing Blink. The question becomes how many gateways? How many gateways? 2 Gate Blink, 3 Gate Blink, or 4 Gate Blink Stalker? Depending on the build of choice, some more aggressive than others, some more economic. So we'll keep an eye on MaxPax. Yo, meanwhile, a shout out to Super Kite. Super Kite. Ga, papi, ga. I don't see you too often in the chat, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the support. 36 months, 3 years. 3 years of support. Thank you, Este Super Kite. One of the long-time supporters of the channel. Do appreciate it. Do appreciate it. Always, papi, always. Thank you. Thank you. As always. As behind this, we have our 1-1-1. Adept shading into the mineral line. Will deny some mining. Will delay the economy here of Clem. Will delay. Getting an SCV. SCV goes down. Adept is cleaned up. Behind this, how many gates? So far, 1 gateway in the main. We have 2 gateways to the actual. Oh my god, never mind. It's been a while here since since MaxPax has embraced 4 Gate Blink Stalker. Let's go. Has been a long time. Again, this meta has fallen off. It has fallen out of favor, fallen out of fashion. 4 Gate Blink was much more common last year, but coming into the new season, coming into the new map pool, it has fallen off quite heavily, actually. A big reason for that is, one, because it was so common, players, they got so good at defending against it. Speaking of, very nice SimCity here by Clem, does wall up, Widowmine drop across the map. Now, the purpose of this Widowmine drop is not for damage, it is designed to scout. Clem, he has to figure out how many gateways there are, how many gateways, and whether or not there is a third. So far, Clem does poke in. Widowmine drop towards the natural, does get eyes on 2 gates. So far, 2 gates get spotted. Drop comes in. And MaxPax, a bit of an awkward reaction. 5 probe kills, aye. Not meant to get damage, but 5 workers, a very strong start here for Clem. Likewise, does spot the Robo, does spot the Warp Prism. He's aware of at least 3 Gate Blink. He's aware of at least 3 gateways. Back at home, he should be getting ready. Bunker is done. Yep, second bunker is on the way. Tank in the main. He's securing himself. He's getting ready. And again, still no third. So he knows. Clem, he knows, he is aware. No third base. Warp Prism. He's seen all the signs. Behind this, he pre-pulls the boys as well to repair, but the tank is exposed. The Stalkers, they go for the main, and the first tank is going to go down. Boys, they're late to react. Ooh. And the first tank does go down. Clem, he tries to pull back into the main base, but again, he needs another tank. Going for a massive warp in. Another tank, no! Does come in on the wrong side. And MaxPax, does he have too much here? Takes down the Raven, takes down 3 SCVs. Yeah, Marine kind of standing out. MaxPax does pull out. And again, Clem, you saw that he was so ready at the natural. He had pre-pulled the boys, but no, MaxPax, he hits the main base instead, thanks to the observer. Goes back in, and Clem is being torn apart. He's being torn apart here. Once again, boys are being pulled. Once again, another warp in into the main. Yeah, blinks on the army. Everything's being pulled here to defend, to survive. There's one tank out. But this is getting out of hand. This is becoming critical damage. At the same time, though, drop across the map. Gets another 6 probes. Okay. 6 more probes go down. Both players losing workers. Remember, MaxPax still only on 2 bases. He's still very committed. Still no expansion, just now being thrown down. So this was a shaky defense here by Clem, but MaxPax's own economy isn't much better. Blinks in. Gets a bunker. Does get one. Repair is up. Oh, not in time. Yeah, barely on time. Another tank goes down. GG gets called. Clem is broken, and MaxPax takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Does take the first game, and again, Clem, he was aware of the build, he was aware of what was going on, and again, Clem, he was ready at the natural. He was ready at he had 2 bunkers, he pre-pulled the boys, who was ready for the repair. Instead, of course, MaxPax, he blinks into the main base, he snipes the tank, and everything just falls apart from there. There was no bunker in the main either, no bunker in the main. He was trying to buy time for a second tank. Also unfortunate, if you remember, the second tank spawned on the wrong side. The second tank spawned on the side of the stalker, so he got targeted out immediately as well. That was the next chance that Clem would have had to survive and to defend, but did lose that second tank. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. We're getting into game 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon. We have the Danish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, going old school and bringing back 4-gate Blink Stalker after a very long time. Representing Sidestorm Gaming, 1 game away from claiming the series, it is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Team Liquid. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back, we'll see if he can recover and force the ace match. It is Clem. And last game was very messy from both sides. If you recall, Clem, he was also getting so much damage with his Widowmine drops. Remember, 5 probes went down at the start of the game, another 6 towards the end, 11 in total. That shouldn't have happened. But at the same time, again, Clem, he just wasn't quite ready for the 4-gate blink, specifically into the main. Like, he was a little bit lax when it came to his main base defense. There was an opening, there was a weak point, and MaxPax, he went for it. Did go for it in the end. Here we go. We are setting up. Setting up once again, single gas, once again, economic opener out of Clem, going for a Rax into an expansion. Going for the CC on the low grounds. And welcome one all to Pylon. We spoke about how Persephone is one of the more aggressive maps out there. That is true. Pylon is another one of the more aggressive maps. Now, it is a larger map. That is also true. It's a larger map. There are more bases, slightly longer rush distance by ground, but the rush distance is very direct, and we have seen aggression favored here from both the side of Terran and Protoss. So we'll see who's going to be the initial aggressor here. Hello. Speaking of aggression, MaxPax going for the proxy Pylon. Let's go. Pylon has in place. Now, this does look like a prime location for a proxy Stargate. If we could see a proxy Stargate into an Oracle to wreak havoc in the mineral line, herO is very fond of mixing this into openers, and yep, there it is, proxy Stargate going for the Oracles. Oh boy. Now, this position is very obvious. It's a very obvious location here, so there's a higher chance that Clem will see this and Clem will scout this if he goes for an SCV scout, or if he does check nearby. Reapers across the map though. And Reapers across the map, threatening the natural, is going to be zoned away. And again, is Clem going to check the nearby proxy locations, whether it's the triangular third base or the linear third, or even the fourth bases? So far, it looks like he will not. And the Reaper is going to be zoned away. Behind this, Clem going for his own 1-1-1, going for a reactor to Hellion. Now, with these Hellions, he might check those nearby proxy locations. before moving out across the map, and I just rallied out. He just rallied out instead, and his main is exposed. This is going to be brutal here. The main base is exposed. Again, Clem, he has no idea as to what's going on. He's not being safe. The Oracle's on the way. Now Clem, he will get some economic damage though. Probes are going down. This is nice, but doesn't make up for the losses on his side. As this is, oh my god, he can two-shot. Yeah, 7 probes fall. At the same time, Oracle busts into the main. SCVs are going down, and both players going to be losing a lot of workers here. Going to be losing up to 10 probes on the side of MaxPax. Likewise across the map, losing 4 SCVs. Only 4. Oracle runs out of energy. Uh-oh. Yeah, the Oracle's out of energy. With that, Clem, I mean, the crisis management here, very well done. He does defend, but here come more Widow Mines. Sorry, more Oracles, I should say. Does go for the mine, doesn't get it. Oh my god. Doesn't get the Widow Mine. More SCV's going to be falling. Just the one, though. Again, this damage, not as much as we expected, and Clem, he's not done. He's waddling in. Waddling into the bases. I'm loving the barbecue on top of the ramp. Oh, doesn't quite connect. Stalker does get away. Clem going for some more Widow Mine connections. Loving the retargeting. Denying mining time. 3 probes here in the natural. Getting 3, getting up to 4. Getting up to 5. 5 probe kills. Widow Mine does waddle away. Meanwhile, double Oracle into the bases. Viking has arrived. MaxPax needs more damage. This has not gotten enough. As he's out of energy. He's just out of energy once again. Forced to recall. And where exactly are we? After the dust does settle, we have 16 probe kills across the map. So many probes went down against the 7 SCVs of Clem. Again, really good crisis management for Clem to set up his Widow Mines defensively back at home to pull the workers away. Did also feel like MaxPax was distracted at the time as well. So this proxy was not good enough. Back at home taking his expansion and settling into charge. Okay. Charge is on the way. Now, Charge is a really good way to punish an aggressing Terran player. If Clem from here goes for like a 2-base push, then Charge will be ready for it. And there will potentially be enough Zealots to survive, to hold, to defend. But again, it's a very shaky game state. 2 more Raxes. Uh-oh. MaxPax, he is zoned away. He does not scout. And 2 Raxes, this is indicative of a 2-base all-in. Of a 2-base all-in. These 2 Raxes could have been a 3rd TC. This could have been a 3rd command center instead to expand to get a faster economy here. Especially if there are no add-ons. This screams that Clem may just pull the boys. So we'll see if he does skip those add-ons. As again, they're hidden behind the natural. Remember, Charge will be done in time. And a big shout to King TQD once again, baby. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Gifted sub to Mosaic Gamer. Thank you, papi. Thank you. Do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it. Oh, we do have a reactor in a tech lab on the way here for Clem. So this could, I mean, it's still 5 Raxes. I'm leaning more towards an all-in, but technically Clem, he could still expand behind the push. If there are no add-ons, then he just sends it. But he's going for drop play. Yeah, he's just going for drop play. He's not pushing. Behind this, MaxPax claiming a 4th base. Getting another reinforcing the proxy. MaxPax, he's recovering economically getting up to 62 workers. And here comes the main push. Clem, he commits. As he moves out, Phoenix as they move in. No 3rd TC. It's all or nothing for Clem. There is no expansion. And he has to break MaxPax here and now. Drops into the main, forces a recall. Does force a recall. Zealots have a hard time pushing into the mineral line. At the same time, Clem going for the 3rd. The 3rd is exposed. There's nothing here. It's just a warp in. So Clem pulling MaxPax apart. Again, Clem is all in. Clem is all in at this point. There is no economy. There is no 3rd TC. Chases down the mineral line. Getting 14 probes already. And he's going to get even more. Yeah, from 14 up to 20. Proxy gets found. Now this is at least buying time, as we see 23 workers going down. MaxPax, he cancels his 4th base for the refund. Then he finds a proxy. Does depower. And Clem, he was almost up to 70 workers, now down to 43. And again, MaxPax just caught out of position. Here, MaxPax, he can't take this fight. Yeah, the Zealots are gonna melt, Mind Shot's going up, and GG gets called. Clem, he overwhelms the main army, and Clem ties up the series 1-1. Whew, GG. Clem, again, he does commit to the 2-base all-in, does overwhelm. MaxPax, unfortunately, completely out of position. He was forced to recall all the way into his main base, so his 3rd was exposed, forced to cancel the 4th, and was just, yeah, torn apart then and there. GG. We have a game 3. We have an ace match. Born to kill SCVs, forced to recall. Ah, smurge, pappy, smurge. As it all ends on Killer's Mile. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming being forced into the ace match. We'll see if he can bring it back and bring it home. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Team Liquid, tying up the series, forcing game 3. Momentum is on his side. It is Clem. You want to pick up my favorite casters? You can tell you guys are passionate and knowledgeable at the same time. Ah, thank you, Papi, thank you. Also, welcome Christopher, I believe. Thank you so much for the YouTube membership. Thank you, Papi, thank you. Do appreciate it. But yes, yes. The passionate Aussie casters. Pig, he does have a different style when it comes to the profanity and the and talking about certain things. We're a little bit more PG on this stream. At least usually. I say usually, especially in the past when it comes to casting with Asher. For the most part, things did get actually very. I mean that's what happens when you put too many Aussies in the room together. True. It comes out of me. Oh no. It all comes out. Not like this. For now though, we're calming down. But now we do have our gate expand standard opener here out of MaxPax. Likewise across the map for the first time this series, double gas. Okay, double gas opener out of Clem. Every game so far, Clem has been going for economic builds. This time more tech heavy, going for a faster factory. With this, it also means a faster starport. We're going for a CC after the factory, of course, but faster starport nonetheless. Into faster factory production. This can lead into reactored Reaper Hellion. This can lead into early Cyclone drop, early tank drop. This can eventually lead into Cloak Banshee. Clem has options. Clem has options with how he wants to be aggressive. Show us what you got. There's that CC on the way. Reaper moves out. Initially continuing into Reaper Hellion. No reactor. No add-ons yet. Meanwhile, take up choice for MaxPax. This time going for a Twilight Council opener back at home. No proxy Stargate. No shenanigans. Oh, catching out the Adept. Bearing in mind the Reaper does outrange the Adept just barely. Gets a couple of shots off. We are making an extra wave here, and that is a second Rax before the starport. This is hyper aggressive here out of Clem, and we'll see if he throws down a third Rax as well. If we go up to a third Rax before the starport, this would scream 2-base all in. But again, that's a lot of Rax early on. Reaper goes down. And the CC is going to be safe. At the same time, Reaper Hellion into the middle line, so getting down 3 workers, not bad. 3 probes are targeted. Is worth it here for Clem. And do you see what I see? As I mentioned, that is a third Rax before starport. Hyper aggression out of Clem. So basically what's happening here, early stim. We're rushing into early stim, likewise early cyclone to, I would imagine, deny vision, deny scouting, and maintain map control. But with this, we can go for early stim, early combat shields. This builds up a really high marine count and really high bio count early on, and going for a delayed starport, delayed medevacs. We'll get there eventually. Oh, we must saw because they do poke in. They do punish. Where's that cyclone? Yeah, cyclone's still a couple of seconds away. Cyclone does arrive, and MaxPax is forced back. He is forced back. Getting 3 SCVs, not bad. Likewise, Reaper Hellion back into the main. Oh, probes are lining up. Getting another 4 worker kills. Ay, ay, ay. Getting another... Oh, another worker towards the end. Barely. Getting up to 5. 5 probes go down. Meanwhile, back at home, what do we have? We have 3 gate blink out of MaxPax. Very safe play. Not overly aggressive. You do typically expand with this, but 3 gates nonetheless. Bunkers being thrown down. Tank production behind this as well. I said early stim, but actually we're going to be delaying stim in favor of tanks. I believe this is due to the scouting here of Clem. Because he saw the gateways, because he saw the blink, he knows that really tanks are a priority. We saw what happened in game 1 if you are delaying your tank production. So first tanks and then delayed stim instead. So this tells me that Clem is going to be more defensive. He's going to be more defensive back at home. It's still going to be an earlier stim timing than normal, but later than what this could have been due to the blink opener, due to the 3 gate. So Clem is taking a stronger defensive stance. And we have 2 tanks, 1 in each base. The bio army here in the main. Bunker at the natural. MaxPax warping in 3 stalkers at a time. And behind this, MaxPax should be expanding. Oh, blinks in. It does blink in, going for the tank. The tank is started down. But Clem is holding. Clem, he does repair, he does hold on. Behind this, yep, there's a 3rd expansion, as we mentioned. MaxPax is not all in. This is not the same build that we saw in game 1. Oh. Looking further in. Takes a tank shot to the face, forced to recall. MaxPax going for the Arc Shrine. Okay. The Arc Shrine is on the way. Let's go. Going for DTs. We're still waiting for Stim. Stim is still on the way. Once it finishes, Clem, you can break out. Observer, I'm sure, gets heard. As again, there's no tank on the low ground. A bunker goes down. Brutal pickup. Clem trying to reposition. Does move down. Tank doesn't siege. From here, Clem holds. Oh. Clem does hold. He does break out. Stim is done. But he doesn't quite catch a stalker. And not quite. He wants that prism. Can he get it? Oh god, it's going to be close. Last prism does get away. That was a big commitment there from Clem. Wasn't quite worth it. Clem, he backs off. Behind this 3rd TC, he is expanding. He does not throw down extra Raxes, unlike the previous game. Ooh, so we're building up. We're building up towards a longer game state. MaxPax has his 3rd, and Clem working on his own. What's important, I believe MaxPax also saw this. Checking the vision. Yes, he did see the 3rd TC. Just before the Observer went down. So MaxPax, he's aware. Dark Templar warping in. Going to be heading into the bases. Oh, as the prism goes down. Yeah, nice pickup. He does notice that Dark Templar as well. Yeah, does notice. SCV is going to be going down. Oh, no scan. Yeah, no scan available yet. Getting 3 SCVs so far, dragging him back home. Drop gets eyes on the 4th. And there's the first scan. There's that first scan. A 2nd DT ready to dive in. And Clemmy breaks out. Is where these stalkers dragging them out into the corner. Clem, he wants them. Ah, but there's the recall. And Max actually does recall in time. Is the way he was vulnerable. Likewise, MaxPax catching reinforcements, picking up a Marine, picking up a Marauder as well. But Clem does deny the fourth. He denies the fourth base. Likewise, getting a couple workers. Oh, the mines! Oh my god! MaxPax, he gets punished! Yeah, the bait was real. The mine shows they punish the stalkers. And every stalker goes down. MaxPax, he's vulnerable. He's exposed. And Clem, he can try to stim in. Tempted. Sure, he's tempted that one DT being a nuisance. Is cleaned up. But again, MaxPax is not expecting those Widow Mines to get punished for the dive. Oh, Widow Mines are cleaned up. Are cleaned up. But I'm still trading well. Picking up more Zealots. 3, 4 Zealots going down. Going for the Marauders as well. Gets one. These are just brutal pickoffs here. Again, all because all the Stalkers went down earlier. That should not have happened. And MaxPax, he plummets in supply. Yeah, one misstep, one mistake. That can cost you the game. As, yeah, we just stim in. We go for the Colossus. The Immortal goes down. He gets one. He gets both Immortals. The Colossus as well. MaxPax losing everything. And Clemmy boosts into the main. Tanks are cleaned up. Mere add-ons or production is exposed. And Clem from Mira can take it slow. Oh, we'll bleed out a medevac. One medevac goes down. We're still just rallying across the map. Clem still pushing forward. And there is one more Colossus, just barely. One more Colossus does pop out. Clem still has plenty of reinforcements on the way. He's still pushing in. Being pinned back. Mines are going off. Brutal connect. Oh my god, the connection. Takes out the Zealots. You don't get better than that. And once again, he can just stim on forward. One more volley takes down the Colossus. Only a Gateway army remaining. Just Zealots and Stalkers. Clem is overstimmed. He's overstimmed. Once again, pulling away there. Once again, MaxPax, sorry, Clem still maintains momentum. MaxPax still struggling to keep up. Going for the Prism across the map. If he can buy time, if he can force Clem back home, then MaxPax has a chance. Never mind. Oh, avoids it with a mine. Not bad. Gets into the mineral line. Prism into the main. At the same time, oh no! Catching another Colossus! Just barely. Another Colossus snipe. Fourth base under fire. It's going to go down once again for a second time. There's just no expansion. There's no economy. GG gets called, and Clem, he will take the series 2-1, taking down MaxPax. GG. GG, well played. Again, a very intense back and forth, but the big moment where MaxPax lost, or just lost all the momentum, so much momentum, was when he blinked forward. If you remember, it happened on the edge of the screen, but MaxPax, he did dive on the tank, he blinked forward, and he killed the tank, but he lost every Stalker. There was a field of Widow Mines underneath the tank, and all Stalkers went down. It was, what, 8 or 9 Stalkers? From that moment, that was a moment where Clem took the fight, pushed forward, broke the fourth base, and sniped the Colossus and the Immortals. There was just no support for the army. That was almost game then and there. GG. GG, well played. With that, Clem does claim the series, and we are nearing the end of the broadcast. We have 2 matches remaining. 2 matches left here, as we get ready for another PvP. Oh boy. Another Protoss versus Protoss. Here we go. Do they have name? Unfortunately not. I still I keep saying this. One day we'll update the plushies. This was taken in the ESL studio, what, like in 2021? Aye. Since then, we've had like the release of the Marine plushies, the Overlord plushie, the Dirt Fester as well. One day. But for now, GG, well played. We're now getting ready here for our second last series of the broadcast. Switching our scene over, we can just catch up on the overall matches here. We are more than halfway through. Again, we already had MaxPax taking down herO 2-1, herO taking down SHIN 2-0, and Clem over MaxPax as well. Now it's time to feature ShoWTimE, as ShoWTimE is up against herO, and ShoWTimE up against Clem afterwards as well. Oh boy. Here we go. So we have a PvP and a PvT to end the broadcast and to end the group stage. So 2 matches remaining. And I appreciate that so far the matches have been relatively fast. I hope that continues a little bit. For those that are curious, we were live this morning. We had like a 6-hour broadcast covering the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. We finished 2 hours ago, and I wasn't able to get any sleep. And again, I have another cast in 4.5 hours. In 4.5 hours, I have another cast. So I hope to get some sleep before that at least. Because then after that, we're going to be adminning the Thermal 2v2 tournaments, and then we have some more Brazilian StarCraft. So with, it's like 5 or 6 events in like 48 hours. Aye. Let's go. As spawning in the top right hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing his new team, Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the German Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing his, currently teamless, I should say, but deserving to be on a team. It is ShoWTimE. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Aye. It is Gamba time. Place your bets, get your predictions going for who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. We did have ShoWTimE looking dominant over MaxPax yesterday with a 2-0 over MaxPax. ShoWTimE looking very in form. And likewise, today, herO did struggle a little bit. I say struggle a little bit. If you remember, he actually, I wouldn't say outplayed MaxPax in the Phoenix Wars, but then got too excited. He got too excited, did overextend, did lose his lead, and momentum from there. But again, a very chaotic back and forth. For now, we do have a double gate opener out of ShoWTimE, so 2 gate opener out of our Blue Protoss player. herO going gate, a cyber expand. So herO, he's going for the quote-unquote MaxPax opener. Again, in the current meta, in the current shift of PvP, ever since the latest patch, this opener is a lot more common amongst the Korean Protoss players. I don't know if ShoWTimE is familiar with the fact that that's the case. The players like Trap, Classic, herO, Nightmare, they're all willing to go gate cyber into Nexus. Creator as well, all of them. We shall see. For now, double stalker opener out of ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE, he will block the expansion. Stargate is on the way, and ShoWTimE also has the option to turn this into a 1-base all-in, which he is willing to do. Remember, last night or yesterday, ShoWTimE did 1-base all-in MaxPax and did break him. So he was able to pull it off against MaxPax. If you can do it against MaxPax, mate, you can do it against herO. Pylon does complete. A Stargate out of a ShoWTimE. Okay, a couple different things. ShoWTimE, he's aware of the Stargate open out of herO, so ShoWTimE has the option to open up Phoenix. herO is not aware. herO, he doesn't really know what ShoWTimE is up to. He's moving in with the probe scout. He does avoid the stalkers. Nice movement there out of herO, going up the ramp. Spots the expansion, and herO, he gets a free scout. Wow, he gets a free scout. He confirms the Stargate. He knows what's going on. Back at home is still opening up Oracle, though. But from here, we can follow this up with a Phoenix. And this could be the beginning of Phoenix Wars. It's up to herO. Does herO throw down another gateway into try to embrace Blink Stalkers? Or does he go for Phoenixes? Now herO going to be forcing ShoWTimE back. We have the answer, another gateway. Second gateway, no Phoenixes. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE likewise also doesn't go Phoenix either, goes for the Oracle. Okay, bold move. Which forces the Phoenix. Which forces the Phoenix. Once herO spots that. Never mind. As the Oracle does snipe the Stalker. Gets into the middle line, gets 1, gets 2, gets 3 probes. Yeah, the shield battery just a couple of seconds too late. Likewise, Pylon goes down deep, powers the production. ShoWTimE getting pulled apart a little bit here, but he will clean up 2 Stalkers, not bad. Takes down the Stalkers, he does hold, he does defend. Phoenixes are on the way, likewise from ShoWTimE as well. Again, this is just a really roundabout way of getting into Phoenixes, but we're getting there. So our players are building up. Again, herO just banking Phoenixes back at home. Twilight Council follow up here at a ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE going Phoenix into Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, herO is committing, still making more. Here he's on 3, getting up to 4 Phoenixes. He's waiting for his opponent. Oracle goes back in, gets another 2 probes. Oh. As Oracle does go down. Now, I will give the edge to herO here just because of the Phoenixes. With this, he can gain air control and also pick away at the Stalkers one at a time. Can always lift, assuming that he has a ground army to support. As here he does spot the army, takes on the first Oracle, not bad. Yeah, the Phoenix and the Oracle as well, massive pickoffs. Here he spots the army. Here he can fight this. He can fight this head on with his ground army as well. You'll see herO getting in position, throws down some shield batteries. ShoWTimE, he backs off. Doesn't like what he sees. Does pull away. Working towards Blink. herO, he confirms. Confirms Blink on the way. He just ignores the Stalkers and gets 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 probe kills. He's not done! Getting up to 9. We'll lose 1 Phoenix in the process. That is well worth it for herO. Gets 9 probes. herO does take an economic lead. Does take a lead. Oh, nice catch, nice movement. ShoWTimE barely, oh, does not get a Phoenix. Barely not. Now taking a third. Blink is about to finish. herO back at home, going into Immortal production. Now, Immortals are a must here just because herO doesn't have Blink himself, because he did delay his Twilight Council for so long. So Immortals, they make up for a lower and smaller Stalker army. Likewise, he is catching up, and herO, he may choose to just go straight into Charge, or even into Glaive Adepts and skip Blink. Yep, there it is. Charge on the way. So he's just skipping Blink entirely. Again, he's behind when it comes to that tech choice, and herO's going to be the defender. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE throws in extra gateways. Is still getting a third, but likewise has gained map control, can contain herO for as long as he can, potentially even Blink into the main. Ninja base? I mean, that makes sense. Remember, because of these Blink Stalkers, hero's stuck on 2 bases. Like, he's contained for all that for ShoWTimE knows. So now is the time to go for a ninja base. You can see ShoWTimE is checking. He's checking for a third. If herO tried to take a regular expansion, it would be denied. 100%. So ShoWTimE is rotating. Yep, checking for the third. Ensuring there is no expansion. Little does he know, there is. Meanwhile, does pick in. And gets a sentry. Sentry goes down. But again, this is just a really smart move here from herO. herO bleeds out of Phoenix. Phoenix goes down. I mean, ShoWTimE is on full 3-base saturation. He's getting there. herO does find 3 more probes. Any more workers. +2 on the way for herO. herO does have the upgrade advantage quite significantly. +2 against a +0 of ShoWTimE. Another 7 probes in total. Ay, ay, ay. herO achieving so much with so little. And what's scary is that once again, ShoWTimE is going to check, and ShoWTimE will see no expansion. He's like, hold up, what's going on? Now, once again, he rotates. He's checking for the third. Once again, there is no base. Oh, he's looking. Yeah, there we go. That is a sign. He's like, this is suspicious. Something is wrong here. So it does peel off, and he will find the ninja base. Solid reaction from ShoWTimE. And ShoWTimE, he does find the expansion. He knows. But is it too late? It's already fully operational. It's already up and running. Here he breaks out. ShoWTimE is veering off towards top left. Here he's chasing. No, he's not. Yeah, he doesn't chase. He's like, you know what? You can take this base. That's fine. I would just go across the map. I would just head across. Oh, here a supply block. That is a brutal supply block. Ay, ay, ay. 3 pylons on the way. Here he can still take this fight, at least initially. Does catch a couple of stalkers. Forcing back ShoWTimE. These LTA trades so well against pure stalker. This is where Archons are a must. And ShoWTimE, he does have Archons, but the Archons are at home. They're not with the main army. They're not with the stalkers. Likewise, here he still maintains that base. Stalkers, they hit top left, and here comes herO, bottom left. Or towards the third. Does break out. There's 1 Archon to defend for ShoWTimE. He's got the 1 Archon, but there's still 3 Archons here. Here he's going to mow through those Zealots. He's mowing through. Stalkers, they recall back home. They recall back, but now there are no more Zealots left. And here he's breaking through. Only 1 Archon remaining. The Stalkers are exposed. Yeah, boys are being pulled into Archons. Not like this. No, no. The Archons, they have their way with those probes. And hero's done it. Hero's done it. GG gets called. herO, he takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very chaotic game 1. Again, initially, ShoWTimE wasn't looking too bad. He was able to gain map control. Remember, ShoWTimE, he was up a base. He was up in workers, up in economy. But the ninja base did pay off. The ninja base was exactly what herO needed. He was able to get away with top left. He got it fully saturated behind it. Remember, he skipped blink. He went straight into charge instead. He went for a more superior composition. And with that, he was able to catch ShoWTimE out on the map. We spoke about it. ShoWTimE, he needed Archons, and he had them. But they were at home. They weren't with the Stalkers. The Stalkers, they were caught out in the open. So many Stalkers went down. herO, he punished ShoWTimE for being too active and snowballed into a win. GG. GG, well played. And that leads us into game number 2. Can we force the ace match? Can we bring it all the way to game 3? As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Twisted Minds. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the German Protoss player, the Blue Protoss. Down in the series, we'll see if he can bring it back and force that ace match. It is ShoWTimE. Here we go. Oh boy. As we are opening up. Now, once again, herO did open up with a Gate Cyber Expand, or at least attempted Gate Cyber Expand. We'll see if ShoWTimE does reciprocate and go for the same build. We'll see if he does open up 2 Gate once again. Feels like this is a bad matchup for ShoWTimE outside of Phoenix Wars. Well, ask and you shall receive. This does scream Phoenix War, by the way, as herO is going for a faster Nexus. There we go. So Gate Expand. This is the greediest build you can go for from the side of herO. Gate Expand into Cybercore. This should lead into a Stargate, though. Meanwhile, ShoWTimE Gate Cybercore into Expand should also lead Stargate as well. So far, both builds typically, traditionally, do head into Stargate play and head into Phoenix Wars. We'll see if either player deviates. As a reminder, last game we almost got Phoenix Wars, and then ShoWTimE didn't embrace it. He switched into Blink Stalkers, and to his success, to be fair. Like, he did well gaining map control, just didn't find the ninja base. So our eyes are peeled for Stargates. Cybercore is now done. ShoWTimE will expand. So ShoWTimE is going, oh, never mind. Wait, what? 1 base all in. Let's go. ShoWTimE, he switches gears out of left field. He doesn't expand, goes for the proxy gateway and the proxy roll. Oh my god. One base all in as ShoWTimE. herO, remember, he went for the greediest build you can go for, and herO is vulnerable. He is exposed. herO, can he do his best MaxPax impression? The problem though is that even MaxPax doesn't often do this. Like, even MaxPax goes for the Stargate before Nexus. That's how MaxPax survives all ins. herO was even greedier. Let's go. Let's go. And again, ShoWTimE in PvP, he's willing to all in. Remember, if you were here yesterday, you saw ShoWTimE all in the hell out of MaxPax, and hey, he beat him with an all in. I mean, if you can break MaxPax with an all in, you can break herO with an all in for sure. Let's go. Here we go as the prism is on the way. Adepts head into the main. Head into the main base, and so far, ooh, getting 1, 2, almost 3 probe kills. Nice damage here by herO. Ooh, does get 3. 3 workers go down. ShoWTimE threatening a shade. Does threaten. herO does maintain himself, does hold on. Meanwhile, losing up to another probe here. The first probe, I should say, for herO. Meanwhile, here comes that all in. How many gates? So we have 2 gateways proxied. We have 1 gate across the map, so 3 gates. 3-gate vanilla stalkers out of ShoWTimE, and he can avoid the ramp. He can go straight into the main, can head straight in. herO, he does respond with a void rays. herO, he actually went void ray first. He skipped the oracle. Okay, very defensive. I mean, herO, he saw there was no expansion, so void rays are a must. Backup shield battery here on top of the ramp. herO, he does not see this. Third shield battery on the way. Warpins are completing. Yo, here he has no idea. Hold your breath. Here we go. Does reveal himself. Does move in. And will potentially catch one of the void rays. Voids are being pulled. Going for one. One more volley. And the void ray does go down. Massive pickup. 1 void ray left. Oh, the prism. Oh, the prism gets away. Oh no. Oh, the prism goes down, but he gets both voids. But the voids are pulled and the stalkers are trapped. They're trapped. Remember, no blink. There is no blink. There's no way out of this. Stalkers are going down one after the other, and herO, he's holding. Comes in from behind, surrounds the army. And there's 2 stalkers remaining. Yeah, herO, he will defend. And mate, you can all in MaxPax. Nah, you can't all in herO though. Let's go. As herO, he still maintains a worker lead. Again, he sniped that prism. Oh, I say that. More stalkers have arrived. herO does overextend. ShoWTimE, he can still pull this off. He can still pull this off. He's rebuilding the prism. Now remember, the longer this goes on, the worse it is for ShoWTimE. Like, ShoWTimE, he has to end the game as quickly as possible. And here comes that second prism. With that, he has defensive micro. He can juggle defensively, of course. With that prism. Can he bait out the void ray? So here he pulls back. Second void ray has arrived. Again, there are 3 shield batteries. He's going for the dive. Oh, doesn't quite get it. He baits out the prismatic alignment though. Prismatic alignment is activated. Third void ray is on the way. ShoWTimE, he still has 11 stalkers. Voids are being pulled. herO, once again overextending though. Bleeding out probes. Again, fighting without that shield battery, it's not going to work out. Another void ray goes down, and ShoWTimE, is he doing it? He breaks through, takes out both void rays. Only 2 stalkers left. GG gets called, and ShoWTimE, he ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, let's go. GG, well played. ShoWTimE, he shuts down MaxPax, he shuts down herO, and we're going to that final ace match. Again, herO was so greedy with his build here, but also on top of that, it was unfortunate that herO didn't see the initial warp in either. He was unaware of ShoWTimE, unaware of his position in the main. Did mean that herO, he bled out 2 void rays early on. And here we go, we're getting into the ace match. It all ends here, it all ends on Killer's Mile. Let's go. Here we go, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Twisted Minds being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is herO. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player for the land of Germany, tying up the series 1-1. Momentum is on his side. It is a ShoWTimE. Let's go. Here we go. And again, it's important to know that ShoWTimE has a reputation for being very defensive, but that goes out the window in PvP. Like, again, ShoWTimE, he's very willing, more so in PvP than any other matchup, to just go for all-ins, to go for one-base all-ins, to go for some cheeky builds. PvP is different. I mean, as I'm sure you're aware, it's a little more chaotic. It's where the mask comes off. There's no facade. Everyone's an animal. Oh, no. So here we go, 2-gate opener out of ShoWTimE. Likewise, 2-gate opener out of herO. Mirrored build so far. Builds are mirrored. I should say the cast is live, of course, but as you can imagine, because a lot of our players are European and the broadcast is meant to be at a more Korean friendly time, a lot of these matches are played ahead of time. They're played ahead of time. Of course, we are unaware of the results. That's why we do have predictions open, and that's why, of course, the bracket has not been updated. So we are broadcasting to you live here for the first time. But for convenience sake, the players did play ahead of time. That is true. Is true. I don't know if that's going to be the case for the playoffs. I'm unaware as to what the instance is going to be for the playoffs themselves, as the playoffs are going to be next week. But we'll get there. We'll get to the playoffs. Until then, Probe is going to be shut down. And how do we open up here? We do have a Robo on the way from herO. Okay. herO opening a Robo. He did see all the 2 pylons, and there's a 3rd pylon here on the low ground. herO with this hyper defensive opener, but he can turn this defense into an all-in. This can turn into a one-base all-in. herO pokes forward. Expansion for ShoWTimE. And herO, does he expand or does he proxy? And what's the plan? As herO cleans up the pylon, looks like he's in position to expand. That is the 3rd gateway. Never mind, 3 gates set up here from herO. He's moving out. He's moving out. He should be reinforcing with a Warp Prism. Yep, there we go. Prism first. He's pushing. He's committing. Let's go. Now it's time for ShoWTimE to be the defender. Back in the main base. Ooh, Twilight Council opener. ShoWTimE. He's unaware what's going on. Remember, all that ShoWTimE knows is that the pylon was killed. So for all he knows, there could be an expansion here. Hallucination moves out. He's about to confirm. He's about to confirm that herO is all in. herO breaks out. ShoWTimE is making a beeline for the expansion, and ShoWTimE, now he knows there's nothing here. ShoWTimE, there is no expansion, there is no nexus. He confirms the gateways, the Robo, and the all-in has arrived. Nice force fields. Very nice force fields. Slowing down herO. He gets 1, he gets 2. Oh my god, barely does miss that final Stalker. But so far, a solid defense. ShoWTimE throwing down more shield batteries. He does pull some boys here from the main. He can, of course, pull them to defend. Robo's on the way. Again, he cancelled the Twilight Council. Good call. The Twilight Council doesn't help against an all-in. Doesn't help the defense. But herO, the micro is solid. He does save the Stalkers. Baits out the shots. Oh my god. Even dodging some. And unfortunately, ShoWTimE, he has no prism of his own. He has no blink, but he does have force fields. He does have shield batteries as well. Locking down the army. Oh, another Stalker is down to 3. Boys are being pulled, but is it too late? Down to 2 Stalkers, and herO, yeah, he's done it. He's done it. He breaks through the mineral line. Only 2 Stalkers left. Non-Fenji. Again, the Robo was too late. The Immortal was too late. And herO just warping into the natural. And no fear. It was just a late scout. It was just a late scout out of ShoWTimE. It was a late realization that it was an all-in. The Immortal has arrived. Depowers both gateways. And that's all the army that's left. The 1 Immortal. One immortal remaining. It does have the shield battery at least. Takes down a stalker. Takes down one of the stalkers. Nice control out of herO. Oh my god. Does save whatever he can. Yeah, and from here the writing is on the wall. ShoWTimE bleeding out far too many probes. He will repower the gateway though. Does repower. He's trying to hold on, doing what he can. Oh my god. But from here, herO can expand if he so chooses to. Like herO, he has more probes, he has a better economy. Second immortal has arrived. herO poking in. He's building up resources. Do we just expand? Starts an immortal. Never mind. Starts an immortal instead. It's like, herO expand? I mean, you're crazy. He wants to commit. So okay, fair enough. Fair enough, that. Yeah, juggling into the main. Does juggle in. Once again, nice control. ShoWTimE down to 2 immortals, down to 2 sentries. He does have a force field. Zones away the army. Oh god, but the pylon's gonna go down. Depowers the robo. No more immortals. And again, herO, he just has a better economy. He can just warp in even more units. He has an economy. He has the army. He has the supply. And again, he has done a ShoWTimE fighting to his last here. Did force the ace match. But GG gets called, and herO will take the series 2-1, taking down ShoWTimE. GG. Whew, oh my god. GG, well played. Congratulations here to herO as he does claim the series, does take down ShoWTimE. And with that, we have 1 best of 3 remaining. Let's go. Also, I apologize. Did I not have predictions open? Oh. Yeah, they closed. Yeah, we're good, we're good. So GG, well played. With that, herO does claim the series, does take down ShoWTimE, and we have 1 series left here. ShoWTimE has 1 matchup remaining. Let's go. It's going to be a TVP between who? Between ShoWTimE and Clem. Let's go. The final best of 3 of the broadcast of the group stage. Once this series wraps up, then we can then go over the Wikipedia page and go over the bracket itself. Until then, we're going to be going on a very short break. When we come back, TVP. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Mayhem group stage, the round robin group, day 3, the final series of the broadcast and the final series of the group. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. The bracket is wrapping up here, and oh, it looks like we might even have our final standings. Of course, we still have one series left to confirm, but here we go. Spawning in the top left hand corner of Pylon, we have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran. Representing Team Liquid, it is Clem. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player from land of Germany, representing himself, currently teamless, but an amazing player nonetheless. It is a ShoWTimE. And yes, we have confirmation here, so it looks like this series has a little bit less weight behind it. The groups are for the most part secure. I believe the first and second place can still change though. So right now Clem and ShoWTimE are at the top of the group. Clem and ShoWTimE, they're at the top of the group. Fun fact, I believe ShoWTimE's only loss was against herO. Yeah, ShoWTimE, he beat Cure, beat MaxPax, beat SHIN, has only lost to herO. So ShoWTimE, he only has one blemish on his record. Meanwhile, Clem, flawless. Clem has yet to drop a single series. Clem is undefeated so far, but if ShoWTimE brings Clem down, then ShoWTimE can overtake Clem as the #1 seed. So they're still basically battling for first and second place, essentially. We'll be going over the overall groups and the overall finale here of what the playoffs are going to be looking like after this. For now, economic opener. Economic opener out of Clem. Going for a single gas into a faster CC on location. Likewise, ShoWTimE going gate cyber expand. So standard opener out of ShoWTimE, more of an economic start out of Clem. As we are settling in. We're calming down. Welcome one and all to Pylon. Pylon is one of the smaller maps in the map pool. I say smaller map, I should emphasize it is a larger map, but the rush distance by ground is a little bit shorter. That is what I should reference. Likewise, it's also very direct as well. Aggression can be favored on this map as it doesn't take long at all to go from one end to the other. So now we do have our safety bunker on the low ground. Clem, I believe he skipped the SEV. He did skip the SEV scout, but he does move out with the Reaper. Okay, does move out. Does confirm the opener. Oh, the Jukes does get past. Trying to break towards the main, but alas, the Adept will be able to keep up, and the Reaper is zoned away. Oh, okay. Reaper is zoned. Twilight Council opener behind this. Heading towards Blink, which is the go-to. It is the standard setup here. In PvT is Blink-based play. We sometimes see Stargate openers or Robo openers or proxy Stargates, but for the most part this is the standard, which is what we expect out of ShoWTimE. I know that last series we saw ShoWTimE all in herO, but if you recall, I did mention how ShoWTimE, he is willing to cheese, is willing to all in other Protoss players in PvP, but against Terran and Zerg, ShoWTimE is a lot more standard, a lot more defensive. Ooh, as the Reaper is shut down. And I believe Clem, he fails to scout the main. He did not get in. ShoWTimE did a great job at zoning, did a great job at defending, and with that, Clem is in the dark. For all he knows, it could be a Stargate. Could be a Stargate, could be a Robo. Clem is still piecing it all together. Behind this, going for his 1-1-1. Adept does shade in, does confirms lack of add-ons, confirms a reactor marine as well as the Widowmine drop as well. So nice scouting here by ShoWTimE. Behind this, just expands. He does go for a 2-gate opener into a third base. This is a very greedy, very economic build out of ShoWTimE, very economic. And Clem is aware. He saw the timing of the third. So Clem for the most part is aware. Widowmine drop moves out, only one Widowmine. You may be thinking, only one Widowmine, that shouldn't really do much damage, and it shouldn't, and it won't. I mean, again, it shouldn't at least. This is mainly for scouting. This is mainly for scouting to keep an eye on the tech, on the gateways, on the follow-up as well. That's typically the purpose of a singular Widowmine drop. Behind this, going for Ravens, throwing down extra Raxes. Widowmine does boost into the natural. With that, ShoWTimE does pull away in time. Bleeds out 2 probes. 2 probe kills. Is aware of blink. Clem, I mean. Is aware of blink, is aware of the third base timing. And we'll chill here in between the bases. Oh, and ShoWTimE from 2-gate blink into a third base into delayed Colossus production, but he is working towards Colossus. What's important here is that what he forgoes is an earlier Forge. So the Forge is going to be a little bit later here in favor of what should be earlier Colossus. So working towards Colossus. Likewise, he delays his gateway explosion. We have charge on the way behind us as well. ShoWTimE is still basically building up. The army supply of ShoWTimE is very small. It's very low, just because of the faster expansion and, again, the tech follow-up. And we'll see if Clem can make something happen with his stim timing. And I'll be honest, I believe by the time Sim finishes, we might have that first Colossus, and 1 Colossus is all that you need. Clem going for some drops. ShoWTimE setting up back at home. Colossus halfway done. Shield batteries on the way. You see ShoWTimE, he does have the observer outside of the base, but he does miss the drop, I believe. Yeah, Clem, he does have control of the Zilnaga. Clem has control. ShoWTimE, he does miss the unload. Clem going for the stim, going for the dive. And the Colossus does arrive in time. Takes down the pylon. Depowers charge. Not bad. He will delay. Even going for the gateway. Colossus will deflect. And ShoWTimE holds. But this is still nice damage. 2 pylons, delayed gateway production, delayed gateway warp-ins, delayed charge. Nice damage here from Clem. He also is now aware of the Colossus. He knows that it's not a storm follow-up, which is also viable. You know, it's very stylistic for a player to go into charge, to go into storm or to go into Colossus. And now Clem, he knows to get into Viking production. Being active towards the left-hand side. He splits off. Double drop towards the left. Main army towards the right. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Oh, I haven't slept all day. Okay, he's pushing in. At the same time, ShoWTimE getting a 4th base. Clem just now finishing up his own 3rd. So again, ShoWTimE is being a little bit greedy here. Clem dropping over. Does drop over, going for the expansion, and he should force a cancel. And there it is. Does deny. Clem pushing in towards the natural. ShoWTimE is being spread thin. Nice force fields, locks down some of the bio. Clem stims in. And ShoWTimE not where he needs to be. Putting out more zealots. Another Colossus on the way. Again, ShoWTimE still stuck on 3 bases. Gateway goes down as well. Clem, very nice damage. Just pulling him apart. Moving in with his main force. Clem bringing everything together. And where's the Colossus? Just now getting in position. Does have 2 Colossi. Is that going to be enough? Oh. Decent engage. Wouldn't mind Zubaro. And ShoWTimE holds. ShoWTimE, he does hold on again. If his main army's together, ShoWTimE, he can take the fight. It's just he's just been pulled apart left and right time and time again. Clem going for another split push. This time spotted by the observer. ShoWTimE is aware. Does respond. Once again, as ShoWTimE responds, another push towards bottom left, another push towards the 4th. And ShoWTimE is just so spread thin here. The bases are just so spread out. Oh. Does have 2 Colossus though. Okay, did respond in time. Yeah, ShoWTimE this time he's ready. He's good to go. And ShoWTimE holds. ShoWTimE, he holds on. And finally his 4th base is fully operational. Let's go. He's got his 4th base up and running. Clem is still being active. But this time ShoWTimE's keeping up. Yeah, the longer this goes on, the more control ShoWTimE has. With extra warp-ins, extra Colossus. I spoke too soon. Clem coming in. Attempts to flank. Uh-oh. ShoWTimE once again out of position. Again, he's only fighting with half his army. He needs to come in. And the Colossus are exposed. They kite back. They do trade quite well, though. Oh, but they're on their own. They're on their own at this point. We need more warp ins. Robo gets depowered. Colossus goes down. He gets one. He gets two. And again, now comes the other half of the army. If everything was together, ShoWTimE would have held. But he did miss the rotation. Did miss the army. Now ShoWTimE comes in. And we'll force to pick up. But those are brutal losses. ShoWTimE, he lost how many? He lost 9 Stalkers, 18 Zealots, 2 Colossus. It's too much. It's just too many losses too quickly. And Clem, he just doesn't calm down. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps going. And for a moment, ShoWTimE was keeping up until that rotation where Clem just consolidated his army. When he just pushed in everything towards the natural, that was the moment. GG gets called, and Clem, he takes game number 1. Whew, GG. Clem, he takes the lead in the series against ShoWTimE. He almost stabilized. He was almost keeping up, but one wrong move and he was caught with his pants down. And Clem took it from there. Did take it from there. GG, well played again. That defense was on a knife's edge. And you can see just how spread out these bases are. Specifically on Pylon. They are spread out. And now we're loading into game number 2. Loading into a smaller map, actually. Smaller map, shorter resistance than Pylon. We're going to be loading into Persephone. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Persephone. We have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. So far undefeated in the group stage. Can anyone bring him down? It is Clem. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can tie things up and force that ace match. It is a ShoWTimE. We go. Clem has no chill. He just doesn't stop. He just keeps going, baby. Just keeps going. No brakes on the Clem train. Aye, aye, aye. Here we go. No predictions for the entire series. Did I not open predictions earlier? Ooh, it may have. My apologies if not. I got. The one time I forgot. They're now open, I suppose. We're potentially halfway through the series. So my apologies on that one. Did forget at the start. So I was just so engrossed in the game, papi. So engrossed. Aye, aye, aye. What, ShoWTimE is teamless? Yes, ShoWTimE is currently teamless. We spoke about this during the podcast, but there are certain key players that are currently teamless that are looking for teams. The 3 big ones that come to mind, everyone else has been picked up recently, but ShoWTimE is one of them, Creator is the other, and Estrella. So ShoWTimE, Creator, and Estrella, these are players that we expect to be picked up soon. Like we recently got an announcement that Gumiho got a new team. Classic got a new team. Who else comes to mind as well? SOS, of course. Like everyone's getting picked up in the lead up to EWC, but there are still 3 players that at least come to my mind that are still teamless, that are deserving to be represented. ShoWTimE being the big one, as he is top 2 Protoss in Europe, and definitely a world-class player. I mean, I feel like this group is also indicative of that, right? Like ShoWTimE, he's top 2 in this group. Over MaxPax, over herO. Here we go. Yeah, este password. Gah, baby, yeah. As so far, we're going to be selling in. It is going to be, once again, a Twilight Council opener out of ShoWTimE. This time going for extra gateways. Now, as a reminder, what did we see last game? 2-gate blink into a third. Very greedy, very economic build out of ShoWTimE. This time, 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink, a much safer build here from ShoWTimE. Means extra warp-ins, extra stalkers. And on a smaller map, this makes plenty of sense. Back at home, Clem opening up 1-1-1. Going for his mine drop. This time a little bit more committed with 2 Widow Mines. Here we go. As Clem does make his way towards the top left. Job is moving out. Remember, this was spotted by the hallucination. ShoWTimE is aware. And ShoWTimE is keeping up. Widowmine drop comes in, and ShoWTimE does pull away in time. Does pull away. Now the goal here should be to zone away the medevac, and he will zone away. Nice movement. Nice control. Ooh. And again, if it wasn't as fast there, the Widowmines would have been picked up, would have been saved, but both Widowmines do go down. Nice defense there from ShoWTimE. From there, he can now move out across the map. Nothing is keeping him pinned. Warps in extra stalkers, moves out with the prism. Now this is not a 2-base all-in. ShoWTimE will expand behind this. As we can see here, there is that third, but this is still quite committed. This is designed to contain Clem and to potentially break him as well. As we can see, no tanks. Oh, he rushed into stim. Clem, he went for the tech lab on these racks instead. And with that 0 tanks to defend, the bunker's going to go down. SCVs are going to be pulled. Again, these are vanilla Marines. Clem is in trouble. He's in trouble here. SCV's going to be going down. ShoWTimE can just keep reinforcing. And these Marines, they should fall. Remember, they have no upgrades. More boys are being pulled. ShoWTimE trading very nicely. Clem, he's trying to hold on, trying to buy time for stim. As a reminder, for those who are curious why this is going so dire for Clem, remember, he did not make any tanks. 0 tank production, rush into stim instead. And he gets punished. As this could be 10 SCV kills. Raven harass across the map. All the Marines go down. There's only 3 Marauders left. 3 Marauders remaining. We have more reinforcements on the way. Marauder, almost goes down. Very nice control by Clem. Saves the Marauder, once again pulls the boys. As ShoWTimE does get his third base up and running. They make 3 probes at a time. Clem holds. Ooh, Clem, he does hold, but that was a messy defense. That was a shaky hold here from Clem, bleeding out so many SCVs, and the concave still in favor of ShoWTimE. Boys being pulled once again. Marauders going down. Oh my god, the juggling though. As Clem, he does hold, he does force back ShoWTimE. And the game does continue, but how many SCVs was that? 15 SCV kills, 23 Marines and 2 Marauders. Behind this, Clem throws down a third CC. He's going to try to stabilize, going to try to get into a longer game state. He's not responding with an all-in, but he does sneak out across the map. ShoWTimE, he does miss this. Again, bold move by Clem. He gets across. ShoWTimE poking forward. Baits out a mine shot. Baits one out. But the mineral line is exposed. Does force a recall. And he can just take the fight. He can just take it. Massive. Oh no, the massive connection. 12 probe kills and Clem. No shot. He breaks out. He breaks 3. Takes down 12 workers. Takes down all the stalkers. And ShoWTimE, despite having a decent start, he loses more workers here to the Widow Mines, to the Ravens as well, to the auto turrets. And ShoWTimE will lose everything. No shot. The recall was a bait. You can just stand and fight. And I was hoping for an ace match. I was hoping for a game 3, but this is dire here for ShoWTimE. He blinks in, he will clean this up, but he bleeds out 16 probes, and again, that should not have happened. Unfortunately, he missed the drop. Again, he missed the drop. He did miss it moving out. He wasn't ready for it. He was caught with his pants down. Does save the expansion, but suddenly Clem is up in workers. Clem is up in workers, up in SCVs. Now getting his third CC on location. And the pressure is now on ShoWTimE. The pressure is on the Protoss to get something. Oh god, no. Get out of here. Oh no. Prism taking a lot of hits, but should get away, thankfully. The problem though is it's been spotted. Oh, it hasn't spotted. Clem is aware. Widow mines are set up, and hopefully ShoWTimE doesn't wander into those Widow mines. As the auto harass does continue. This one Raven has 12 worker kills. 12 probes have gone down. ShoWTimE, sorry, Clem just pushing right down mid. Has a massive supply lead. And here we go, Clem, he does push. Back at home, there's a Colossus. So with this ShoWTimE, he can try to hold on. Prism coming in from behind. A better concave for Clem. Oh. So he does go for another drop. He is set up. Another move out towards the left-hand side. So a split push here from Clem. Pushing bottom left, ready top right. ShoWTimE, he has no map vision. He doesn't know what's coming. And we'll see which one gets damage. Clem making his way towards the would-be fourth. That does cause a distraction. Scan reveals the army. ShoWTimE, he's ready. He's in position. Uh-oh. I say that he does get distracted. He's being dragged over. And once he gets distracted, Clem, does he go for it? Not quite. Not yet. Again, still looking for an opening. ShoWTimE, he rotates back over. Gateway goes down. Cybercore goes down. Clem, he's almost maxed out. Another Prism! No! Prism does get caught. Massive pickoff. Now there's nothing to worry about. ShoWTimE expands on the right-hand side instead. Clem still harassing, still trying to pull apart the attention of ShoWTimE. Clem, he could actually try to surround the fourth, but he hasn't seen it yet. He's checking. Otherwise, the scatter towards left-hand side. Marine here on the right. There we go. Does spot the army. Now he knows. Yeah, there's a scan. Now he does spot the expansion. Drops into the third. Pushes towards the fourth. And ShoWTimE is going to be pulled apart. The third base is going to go down. Massive pickoff. Takes down the third. And pulls away. At the same time, going for the fourth. Massive pickoff. GG gets called. Takes down the third and the fourth base. And Clem, he will take the series 2-0, confirming his #1 seed. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Congratulations here, Clem. He will take the series. Again, a very intense back and forth is what I will say coming into that final game. ShoWTimE did a great job at punishing Clem. As a reminder, ShoWTimE, he went 3-gate blink into a faster robo, faster gases before the third. So that means he was a little bit more committed. He still took a third base, don't get me wrong. He wasn't all in, but he was a little bit more committed. And Clem, he did choose to skip his tank production. He chose to skip tanks. Chose to go into stim instead, and that means he was vulnerable and he took a lot of damage. He lost 15 SCVs, he lost 23 Marines in that defense. It was a tough hold there for Clem, but he held. I would say that a lesser player would have died then and there, but Clem, he held on, and the game would have progressed, would have gone on even further. ShoWTimE would have been able to get a fourth base from there, saturate his third, but the Doom drop. I say Doom drop, it was a triple drop here on the right hand side. It snuck out across the map, got into the mineral line, and what should have been a more standard back and forth mid-game suddenly went heavily in favor of Clem as he got across the map, got into the mineral line. He forced the recall into Marauders, so the Stalkers, they all went down. That was game. That was game then and there. The game continued, of course, but Clem took a massive lead from there. GG. GG, well played. Aye, aye, aye. And with that, congratulations here to Clem for claiming the series. And now we can take a look at the standings. Here we go. As we switch our scenes over and catch up on the standings. Bam, beautiful. Okay, these were today's matches. We had MaxPax. MaxPax took down herO 2-1. herO took down SHIN. Clem took down MaxPax. herO took down ShoWTimE, and Clem took down ShoWTimE towards the end. Those were today's matches, but let us catch up on the group itself. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the group yourselves. I believe they have been updated on the Wikipedia, and we have the overall standings. Let us go. Okay. Un momento here. There we go. There we go. From the top, we have our placements. We had six players in this round robin group stage. In the first place, we have Clem. Clem undefeated with 5 wins under his belt. Very impressive performance. Did drop a couple of maps. True. Did drop some maps, but overall did take every single series. In second place, ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE does come out in second place here. Does come out with 3 wins and 2 losses. Who were those 2 losses? He lost to Clem and he lost to herO. Those are the only 2 that he lost to. He beat everyone else. herO, MaxPax, and SHIN. They were all tied when it comes to overall series score, but the map score was a little bit different. herO barely came out on top with 7 and 7. MaxPax was 6 and 7, just below him, and SHIN with a bit of a worse overall map score with 4 and 8. In the end, herO does come in 3rd place and MaxPax in 4th place by one map. MaxPax barely below, and of course SHIN again, unfortunately a bit of a worse scoreline when it comes to his overall 2 and 3. Cure, as I mentioned before, he had a really rough day one, and that kind of set the stage for a rougher performance here. So SHIN and Cure are out, and we have our 3 Protoss and 1 Terran, which is to be expected when it comes to a lot of these online tournaments. What does that mean? That means we have our matches here. We have our golden match. Golden match is going to be Clem versus ShoWTimE in a full series, I believe best of 5. Let me just double check here. Playoffs, all matches best of 5. There we go. All matches are best of 5. So it's going to be Clem versus ShoWTimE in a best of 5. So they're going to have a rematch. They're going to have a rematch here to determine our first place player. Again, you can see here that's going to be in 6 or 7 days. 7 days time next week is going to be Clem versus ShoWTimE. Meanwhile, we have the bronze match. Bronze match is going to determine who comes out in 4th place. That is going to be herO and MaxPax facing off against each other. And then we have the silver match. That's going to be the loser of Clem and ShoWTimE up against the winner of herO and MaxPax. So again, the loser here against the winner here. They face off for 2nd place. So this is going to be our setup here. We have our 3 best of 5s. 3 best of 5s. Again, that's going to be next week. You can see the countdown timer as well. Should be on the channel. I believe we should be free to cover these events. Let me just double check. I know that we have just a really busy schedule here. Yes, we should be free. And it's going to be next week. Next week on Sunday. On the 18th of May. So do look forward to that. Do look forward to it. Again, it will be here on the channel. Otherwise, man, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Again, this was our 2nd broadcast of the day, and the day is still young, is what I will say. As you can see here, our weekly schedule. Hold on, let me just quickly clean some things up. There we go. So today, Sunday. We just wrapped up with the morning broadcast of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. We just wrapped up. We finished actually 2 hours before we went live here. I tried to sleep. I was just laying in bed with my eyes closed, and I could not get any rest, I'll be honest. So I couldn't sleep. I mean, even then, I was probably maybe a little bit anxious about waking up in time. But we did cover the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. We just finished up the Mayhem here at 1 p.m. KST, and at 7 p.m. KST, that is at 8 p.m. AEST, that is in 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. This stream is going to be live once again with another tournament with our weekly Open Cup. If you want to see players like SHIN, Solar, Bjorn, Creator, ShoWTimE, Skilless, Cristiano, Geralt, Nickrat, and many, many more, then we do feature them in the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Again, that is a weekly open tournament. This is the day before the Woody TV Monday and the Monday Night Weekly and all that good stuff. Ours is the first weekly of the week here Sunday night. So we're going to be live with that. And is it 5 hours after that? No. It's going to be 4 hours. Jesus, it's gonna be tight. 4 hours after the Sparkling Tuna Cup, that is gonna be when the Uthermal 2v2 broadcast, the Uthermal 2v2 circuit for the month of May is also live. Now, we don't cast that event, but we do admin. We do admin that tournament. So I'm going to be working behind the scenes on that. Again, that is 4 hours after Sparkling Tuna Cup. That's going to be the Uthermal 2v2 tournament. And then 5 hours after the Uthermal 2v2 tournament, which is probably like 1 hour after it ends, maybe like half an hour after it ends, is going to be the day number 2 of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. That'll be at 5 a.m. AEST. And again, Uthermal's 2v2 circuit usually ends at around 4 a.m., at around 4 to 5 a.m. in the morning. So right after Uthermal's tournament, bam, we got Brazilian StarCraft. And again, Sparkling Tuna Cup usually ends just as Uthermal's tournament is beginning. So we might just raid. We might just raid Uthermal from there. So again, back to back to back to back. But because our next cast is in 3 hours, I'm gonna try to get as much sleep as possible. I need to sleep, otherwise I'm gonna be dead for the Brazilian cast. I'm gonna be dead for it. So I'm gonna try to get like maybe 2 hours sleep. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, we still have plenty more content over the next 24 hours. Plenty of StarCraft to cast. As always, we are live and we do cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there. That's all we do, papi. We are live multiple times a day, every single day. We have all the content, we have all the StarCraft. So do consider following us, whether it's here on Twitch, whether it's over on YouTube. ! Socials in the chat. We have YouTube, we have Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Mastodon, all things CranKy Ducklings. We are live every single day. If you see something that you like here, if you're like, hold on, I want to see day 2 of the Mayhem, for example. I want to see ShoWTimE clown all over MaxPax. Well, check us out on YouTube. Check out the VOD on YouTube. It's all there. It's all under the live tab. We also upload on a daily basis. There's plenty of content on YouTube, plenty of stuff there to go on. So likewise, if you, for example, want to see the GSL qualifiers, that's all on YouTube. What is TV Monday, Pegasaur Monday, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Leo League Cup as well, the Pawncast, other show matches, StarCraft Evolution League, Kung Fu Cup. Again, there's plenty. OSC mid-season playoffs. We're casting that next week. There's plenty to go on. Plenty to indulge in. The RSL qualifiers, RSL, the Revival StarCraft League, we're also casting those qualifiers as well. That is going to be next week. We cast Fire Grow Cup, and anything and everything. If there's anything StarCraft related, we're usually casting it. So yeah, do check it out. Do enjoy. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping things up. Thank you so much, and stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Who is live at the moment? Who is live? Who can we send everyone over to? As I try to bedge as much as I can. Try to bedge. Let's see who's live. I see Hollies is live. I see Kanoya is live. Shelby just went live? Question mark. Este Shelby. We'll find someone. We'll find someone to raid. So give him some love, give him some support. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys either later tonight or tomorrow or next week. Whenever. I mean, we'll find you at some point. We're always live. So, so thanks for watching. See you next time. Until then, ciao. Oh, right. Also, if you want to support us, Patreon as well. ! Patreon in the chat. We do have our Patreon listed here. Our Patreon is designed to fund our tournaments. 100% of the money on Patreon goes towards the players, goes towards the prize pool of our tournaments. So if you want to help support our tournaments and support StarCraft and support the players, you can do so via Patreon. Only if you wish. Otherwise, a follow is all that we ask. And with that, we'll see you guys next time. Till then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.